for South Australia. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Rain increasing this afternoon, showers easing tomorrow 18. With the 4 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher. It's day one of the Troy Smith drug trial in Denpasar. The SA man was seen entering the courtroom ahead of today's proceedings. It's alleged more than 3 grams of meth was found inside his Bali hotel room. He's facing up to 12 years jail if convicted for drug possession. The 49-year-old could also face a fine of almost $750,000 Australian. A 70-year-old man has suffered head injuries after being hit by a car at Smithfield. He was riding a gopher on Anderson Walk when he was struck by a P-plater just after 1 this afternoon. The area has been closed to all traffic. Economists believe Australia's jobs market is likely to soften despite a fall in the unemployment rate. Bureau of Statistics data shows nearly 40,000 new positions were created last month. That's pushed unemployment down slightly to 4%. But AMP Chief Economist Shane Oliver says the jobless rate is likely to rise over the coming months.
It does look as if we're starting to see somewhat slower jobs growth, a gradual rise in unemployment over time. And of course, other indicators like job ads, hiring plans, they're all cooling down, suggesting that we will see higher unemployment ahead.
SA's jobless rate also fell to 4%. It's lowest in WA at 3.6 and highest in Victoria at 4.4. There's been a mixed reaction to the Premier's push to outlaw political donations and gifts. An electoral amendment bill will soon go before Parliament. The Greens' Robert Sims telling Stacey Lee they support the move in principle.
We've been talking about the need to reform this system for years and years. And, I've long been concerned about the corrosive impact that donations and money has on our politics. So this is a chance to fix that. But we've got to get it right. We've got to make sure that if we go down this road, we don't stifle small parties and small players and independents.
The state government is hailing the inaugural meeting of the State Voice as an historic milestone. The Voice, comprising the 12 presiding members from each of the 6 local voices and appointed by their peers, came together for the first time in Adelaide this week. Their first order of business, mapping out how they intend to operate, advocating on behalf of the Aboriginal communities of South Australia. Chris Dawson will remain in jail after losing his appeal against his murder conviction. Josh Bryant is at the Supreme Court in Sydney.
Chris Dawson didn't appear in court as it was revealed he will remain behind bars, with the Court of Criminal Appeal unanimously dismissing his appeal against his murder conviction. The former teacher and rugby league player was seeking to overturn the guilty verdict after a judge found he killed his first wife Lynette, who vanished in early 1982. Dawson will remain in jail where he's serving a minimum sentence of 18 years for murder. When he was sentenced, the judge noted he will likely die in jail. Lynette's body has never been found.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Charge at home and you're free to roam. Visit bcevchargers.com.au.
Melbourne's Christian Petrarca won't play again this season after that horror collision on Monday. It's selection night in the AFL. The Crows play Sydney at home on Saturday. Brodie Smith has already been dropped. Port are back from the bye and away to GWS. In contract news, Geelong's Tanner Bruin has signed a 2-year extension, while Alex Shinkotta has signed a new 1-year deal with Carlton. Emily Seebohm will swim for a spot in her 5th Olympic Games tonight. And the US Open tees off tonight with 6 Aussies set to take part. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Copper is critical to the energy transition, and the responsible production of SA copper is happening now at BHP.
G'day there at Glandor. Real Dogs Breakfast this afternoon. A burst water main and new road plates causing massive delays on South Road to the Crossroad overpass. If you can and you've got to go that way, try using Goodwood Road. Burst water main also causing delays at South Plimpton, Mallory Road near Crossroad, and a broken down truck to look out for at Craigford West on the freeway up track near the tunnels. Got a camera? Dawes Road at Melrose Park. Warm up this winter at Sushi Hub. Free hot green tea or miso soup with any purchase over $16. Sushi Hub. So fresh, so good, so eat now. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA weather.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Rain's increasing this afternoon, showers easing tomorrow 18, Saturday a shower or two 17, partly cloudy Sunday also 17. Right now it's 16 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, hear from a teen injured while fighting off an accused carjacker. A hero police officer rescues an elderly woman from a burning home at Semaphore South. The Premier unveils new laws to ban political donations. Plus, why the testing age for one particular cancer is being lowered. And where you can snap up a winter bargain. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. The 5AA Sports Show.
Get around the little fart!
Stephen Rowe and Tim Jennifer.
Pick the beauty!
Yeah, welcome. It is 7 minutes after 4, and just like that in this short working Thursday, and it's team selection night, and we have some big calls we're hearing on the way as we bring you tonight's show live from Adelaide Oval for a great cause. So welcome Rowey and Timmy G.
Oh, thank you, Sammy. Yeah, we're live at Adelaide Oval. It is for the Mark Mickens, pedal to fight Parkinson's to donate. Just Google Fight Parkinson's. You'll find all the links.com.au. We're up over 83,000. By the time we're off air at 7, I'd love that to be 90,000. I led Team Mickenoff today at noon. Solid 29 kilometres, Timmy.
Outstanding.
Oh, wow. So if we have a look,
amazing.
we've got...
That's 29k an hour.
Well, you know, just...
You're flying. You would
Just
have got...
flying. We've got Team Sample, Team Nord, Team Westies, Team Eagles. There's North, Crows, Thunderbirds, Hospital Research Foundation.
Air
I
Peninsula.
love that foundation. Air Peninsula.
Yeah.
I love that foundation.
Yeah.
Supporting, as we know,
Lots of
right
charities.
Here. Look, they will find a cure, and it's events like this that raise money to go towards research, and 100% of them, and that's why the Hospital Research Foundation is so good. Timmy G, welcome.
Yes, I'm excited to be here. I missed your 12 to 1 shift, but I tell you what, I'm not surprised because you are a powerful machine when you get on a bike.
I bet you didn't
go.
I? I'm like a diesel motor.
I gave up. I retired on the spot.
No.
From your dust.
I sacked you.
You did sack me, yeah, which was fair enough too.
You-
I tell you what I was a good host at rugby.
Oh, my God.
I excel
no
there.
cash required. B-O-G.
I did a freebie for you.
You
I did a
can come
freebie.
back anytime you want. Anyway, we're down here. Please donate. The riders are all out there. We have got a packed show. Let's start with the footy. As always,
Yes.
Crows v Sydney Saturday night. Sydney 11-1. Crows are off 2 disappointing games. Hearing there could be as many as 5 changes. Let's go straight to Coach Matty Nix.
Well, we're up against probably the best team in the competition. We know what we need to bring. It's just whether we actually bring it on the day. We've got a few soldiers back possibly this week, but we won't know until after the session today. But that brings them a little bit of confidence and belief for the group as well.
It certainly does if it is Tex. Now, if Tex is fit, he plays for Burgess. Now, you've got a bit of a theory about Tex and Isaac Rankin. If Isaac Rankin's fit, I'm putting him in for Murphy. These are my thoughts.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts with those two?
Well, I think
with a bye next week.
I think at the end of last Thursday night, we all agreed probably finals aren't going to happen.
Yep.
So what do you got to do? You've got to have a really healthy list for the second half of the year to get as many wins as possible to get that momentum and that belief back before the end of the season. Do you want two of your best players to get hurt this week and not be able to be available after the bye?
Yeah. And when there's a bye, they can really be right. I know.
I think it's the Rankin theory is the hammy. When you think you're right, one more. Tex has got a bad back. Now, it's already reoccurred. It's probably spasmed in between.
Yep.
I'm going, no. At his age, this is a really good management decision if he doesn't play. Now, you're going to have young Murray coming back, so there's flexibility that you might be able to use there in your selection.
Okay, well, I'm all in, right? So Tex is playing. Tex, you have to play. No, he just has to play this week.
Okay.
Tex for Burgess. Nick Murray, Brodie Smith. Now, that's the second time he's been dropped. He got a reprieve, but he's been dropped.
Was reported earlier today, but that also happened last week and he still played. So I'm going to hold my gunpowder until I see it. In ink.
That's a big call. Isaac Rankin for Murphy. These are my thoughts. These are just my thoughts. Rob, if Kieran Strawn doesn't come up, and I don't think he is with that groin, they'll make that move. Cook will probably come in for net. I'm not going to rush Cook back in. I think he did reasonably well. He kicked those 3 goals, but he doesn't get a lot of the footy. I wouldn't be at all upset if he didn't, but I can understand if they do. The other big one is Laird. Limped off, sore knee, haven't heard anything of him. Now, if he is out, that's a massive blow to that midfield. But honestly, darling, go into that role, or
Yep.
a Berry.
Billy
They've got
Dowling,
work to
yep.
do. Crows have to get back to their best footy. We know that contest and their ball movement, and just get some real spunk back into that. That play on, take the game on the 45 and all that, because they're going to have to. Sydney are the number one team for scoring. They average 10 goals a game from turnover. You cough it up, they'll go straight back at you 100 miles an hour. Their midfield numbers are off the charts. Heaney, Warner, Goulden, stop me whenever you want. Rowbottom. I mean, they run through Lloyd.
Going.
Yeah, I know. And then I haven't even mentioned, and probably I'd imagine the All-Australian ruckman right now, Brodie Grundy.
Brodie Grundy in rare form. But doesn't it go to show you that the Gawn and Grundy combination just didn't work? When you're the dominant ruckman, they like the game time, don't they? They go, flog me. Get me out there for 85 minutes out of the 100. And that's what they love doing, and they can't do it when they're in tandem.
Get at him is what I say. Here's Coach Matty Nix.
Without giving too much away to our opposition, it's our ability to get at the game and take the game on. We're unable to hold the ball in our front half at the moment, and we know what that is. We're going to go hard at that tonight, have a look back on that, review it, regroup before we go into it Saturday night. See
if Crows supporters that are in their cars and their trains and buses or home in their shed understand what I'm going to say here, and I wonder whether you will, Timmy.
Okay.
It was so Adelaide to lose last week. As equally as it'll be so Adelaide to win Saturday night. They're just as likely to pull one fair out of their lemonade and beat Sydney at home.
And that has probably been the frustration of all Crow supporters, is exactly what you just said. It's not going to be a surprise. That Richmond game is one you just want to put away, put it in the box and go, right, come on, let's try and develop something and keep your finals hopes alive. No, coughed it up, lost it, all hell breaks loose. Now, you're right, it's so Adelaide. I think you're right, that's describing probably the last 3 years.
Yeah, and we're exact opposite to you. You guys put away the small teams. You guys whack them.
Yep.
Downhill skiers, call it what you want. Flat track bullies. Good night, Richmond. Good night, the bottom teams, but you struggle against the top ones.
Well, it's a big test this week. GWS is a great example of one of those games that you go, that's the leap that Port have to make and beat a GWS away when they're not in good form. They're 4 out of 5 losses. This is an opportunity.
You'll have your squad land at 10-6. Looks like Connor Rowey will be around the mark. I think Charlie Dixon will get dropped. Here's Ollie Wines on losing to GWS in the finals last year.
Those things do fuel us. I think particularly our leaders now in Connor and Butsy, they're really competitive guys, and they wear their hearts on the sleeve, and they'll be sure to lead us that way, knowing the result of that game.
What are you hearing? You went to training, Charlie, in, out. Was he in the twos? Is he?
Yeah, I think all the media that's come out, I think it's warmed everybody up, including Charlie, that he won't be playing this week, and so that will occur. That for me means probably Ollie Lord does come back in. He's had 3, I reckon, at sample level now, so they probably want to bring him back in. And as Treader's made the point earlier in the week that he was the player, the forward of the finals. So it'll be good to see him coming back, because we know that he attacks it really hard, and he's hopefully fit and 100% raring to go.
Okay. And Connor Rowey, no worries.
I don't think there's any dramas on that one. No. That bye came, and that 16-day break was perfect.
So that's a Sunday game, GWS away. A lot of your team haven't played it there. The squad will drop at 10
not since 2013.
Wow.
How's that for fixturing?
Was that awful game you got absolutely...
Nah, we won by 75.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the year before 2012.
Yeah.
Oh, was that the year before?
That was the year Matthew Primus was coaching.
Oh, yes.
That was a moment in time.
That was a moment in time. Have your say. 8223000 is the sport line number. As we said, we're down here for Mark Mickens' pedal to fight Parkinson's. Down there is Adelaide Oval. And if you want to donate, please do so. Just Google in Fight Parkinson's. Australia plays Scotland Sunday morning. In our last qualifier, we've already made the Super 8s. We're in.
Yeah.
We're in. We're in.
Next stage.
We're in the big man. If we lose to Scotland, it meant England are out. We spoke about this the other day.
Last night, yeah.
And it's gaining more momentum because English folk woke up this morning hearing that news. Piers off Morgan, Melonhead I called him, has exploded at the seams. How dare the Australians be so disrespectful? This is worse than that, I don't know, walk gate or whatever it is.
Bairstow.
The Bairstow affair and all that
gate.
sort of stuff. For those that didn't hear, have a listen closely. This is Josh Hazelwood, our fast bowler, what he said about England.
To come up against England at some stage again, and as you said, they're probably one of the top few teams on their day, or we've had some real struggles against them in T20 cricket, so if we can get them out of the tournament, that's in our best interest as well as probably everyone else. But it'll be interesting to see. We've never really been in this position before as a team, I don't think, so whether we have discussions or not, or we'll just try and play it again the way we did tonight, that'll be up to people, not me.
How do you think it would look like?
Not too sure really, whether you get close and you just knock it around and drag it out. There's a few options there, but as you said, to take confidence from winning and winning well, I think that's almost more important than potentially trying to knock someone else out.
I get what he's saying. He didn't use the word manipulate, which some journalists did, and I repeated yesterday.
But even saying, we'll just knock it around, you're fabricating a result.
Well, that's exactly right. It's called match fixing. Let's just not beat around the bush, not suggesting that Australians have ever talked about doing that. It was interesting. Tim Payne has put his hand up to be our strikers coach.
Yeah.
Has he not?
He'd be
in the shuffle.
I think
he was an assistant for the last couple of years with Diz. He was our previous test skipper. And as I said, a potential strikers coach. Have listened to what he said.
You're playing in a World Cup, you want to win it. It's tournament play. Now, what Australia should do is send their players on holiday for that last game against Scotland. Put George Bailey, Andrew McDonald and Brad Hodge back out there. Let Scotland win, and then we'll go through to the Super 8s and England can pack their bags and go home. I'm serious. I joke, but I'm semi-serious at times as well, because England are a fantastic white ball side if they get it together. And if we have control of not having them in there, then, well, see you later.
Thanks to ESPN. Now, that wasn't tongue-in-cheek. He said, see you later. He'd consider it. No one in that Aussie team would entertain losing. No one.
Well, you can't.
That's a fact. Well, you can't, but you wouldn't. Winning form's the best form. It is a form of
match fixing. The English coach, Matthew Mott, he was asked, and he's an Aussie, and he's the English coach. He just said, look, having grown up in Australia, you always want to win every game, and I'm sure that's what they'll do. Yeah. So
ask me if I was coach of Australia, what I'd do.
What would you do if you were coach for Australia?
By stealth, I'd tell them to chuck it.
Here we go. I knew that was coming.
Timmy!
I knew that was coming.
No, but you don't broadcast it to everyone. You do it by stealth. Hey, USA beat Pakistan.
Yes, they did.
And all the Pakistani families.
No, they did not. They did not. No, they did not do anything of the sort.
8-2-3-00-88.
8-2-2-3-00-88.
Who's with me? Who's with me?
Would you play slow?
Play slow. Knock it about. You know, Travis Head dances down the pitch for the first ball against Scotland and gets stumped.
No. That's
8-2-2-3-00-88.
Sort of thing that'll get you arrested.
Okay.
There's demerit points, suspension points on the line here in the ICC laws. It could see Mitch Marsh get
kicked
out of the game for a couple of Super 8 games.
If it meant we won, would that be a hollow win?
No, it means we could be kicked out the tournament. We don't want that.
Oh, we don't want that. I don't want to do that.
No, so that's
I'm not
why
going to get caught. This is the whole point, Timmy.
No.
I would not get caught.
Well, I think you already have.
By stealth.
Double two. I can't believe we're asking this. We are live at the Adelaide Oval for Mark Mickens' pedal to fight Parkinson's tonight. We have Caroline Wilson joining us. Mark Mickens going to join us at the desk as well. We'll speak to the Swans, Ollie Florent. We've got Thunderbirds' Georgie Horgis very shortly. And not sure if you're keeping track of what's happening in the United States, but doing some very big things. Aussie baseballer Jack O'Loughlin will join us as well. And our last chance to give away the Great Ben Motorsport Park Ultimate Drive Experience. That's coming up shortly to find SA's biggest rev head. It's 20 minutes after 4, back after the break.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Treadray, second chance, goal!
Port Adelaide straight shooter Warren Treadray talks footy with Rowey and Timmy every Friday thanks to Ignition for Men, Amani, Canali, Zegna. Find them all at Ignition for Men, Adelaide's home of luxury menswear, 54 Paynham Road, Stepney.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. For over 50 years we, the Lynn Andrews team, have specialised in commercial and residential property management. But above all, we specialise in people, helping to make life easier for investors and tenants. Everyone is treated with empathy and respect. It's the way we do business. It's the Lynn Andrews way. For residential and commercial property management, We're here to help you. Visit lynandrews.com.au.
It's a 50k frenzy in the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery. Now get this, 10 winners will score $50,000 each. How's that? 10 chances at $50,000 just for getting your tickets early.
Plus, your tickets stay in more than 11,000 draws, including 2 Scott Salisbury homes at Henley Beach. You could be living the dream, mortgage-free.
Absolutely, and put someone in next door to you and give you an idea of what life could look like. We'll go and inspect the grand prize homes at 202 or 202A East Terrace, Henley Beach, every Monday, Wednesday and on the weekends between 12 and 5 p.m.
Now don't miss, the 50k frenzy deadline is midnight tomorrow night, so buy your tickets now on the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery for 10 chances to pocket $50,000. Wow. Remember, you have until midnight tomorrow night.
Yes, life-changing prizes, life-changing impact. Get your tickets now at homelottery.com.au.
Thinking of painting and don't know where to start?
We do, because we know paint at Rowey's.
So, visit Rowey's. And while you're there, join Rowey's Club to get 10% off everything.
We know paint at Rowey's.
If you've been waiting for the perfect moment to get your four-wheel drive and camping accessories, this has got to be it. TJM Clovelly Park are relocating. There's too much stuff to move, so everything has been priced to clear. And believe me, they're dead serious. X-display ball bars, canopies, winches and loads more. It's all got to go. Some at over 50% off. Save thousands, but only while stocks last. Get in touch with TJM Clovelly Park and TJM Nailsworth.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. Is your new home or renovation over budget? In an absolute first for National Tiles, to help you get your budget back on track, we're offering you a select range of genuine half-price bargains. Yes, never before has National Tiles cut so deep to help you get your new home or renovation back on budget. But you'll have to be quick. These half-price bargains will sell like hotcakes. It's a genuine case of first in, best dressed. So rush into National Tiles now and save.
Dreaming of a getaway? Now's the perfect time. With the G'day Parks app, not only do you get access to more parks in more places, but if you book on the app before the 31st of August for travel anytime this year, you'll be entered into the draw to win free fuel for a year. A whole year of free fuel. Book to win and get away on us. G'day Parks, the easy way to get away. Here's good. G'dayParks.com.au. T's and C's apply. Permit number ACT TP 24/00628.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
24 after 4, we're live at Adelaide Oval for Mark Mickens. Pedal to fight Parkinson's. We'll catch up with Rubbers very shortly, and we'll take your calls as well. Would you be comfortable with Australia throwing a World Cup game simply to eliminate England? 8223 0000. Let's check your traffic with more stores close to home and everyday low prices. Great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Afternoon at Glandora Burst Watermain and new road plates are causing massive delays in South Road and the Crossroad overpass. If you do have to head that way, try Goodwood Road instead this Arvo. Burst Watermain also causing delays at South Plimpton, Marion Road near Crossroad, and a broken down truck at Crafers West on the freeway up track near the tunnels. Cameras this afternoon, Conningham Street, Glenunga and Coromandel Parade at Blackwood. GWM's end of financial year with more sales on. Get up to $4,000 off selected models. Stocks are limited. GWM. Go with more. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
So we are here live at Adelaide Oval for Mark Mickens, Pedal to Fight Parkinson's. If you want to donate, pedal-to-fight-parkinsons.com.au. And one of the riders right now is our own, Timmy G's with one of the riders right now, the Thunderbirds team.
I got little Georgie Horges, an absolute Adelaide Thunderbirds champion, but she's pedalling hard because she'd be pretty excited about making the Diamond squad. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's been a really exciting week, so I'm very happy about it.
What about the phone call, mate? It would have been one of those, whoa, is this a scam?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it at all. It was an unknown number and got a call, so I was pretty speechless when I answered, yeah.
Mate, that's awesome, mate. You're 22 years of age. Your form has been electric, to say the most. Your work rate is unbelievable, mate. You really do deserve your spot, but it's what you're doing for the Thunderbirds that we love.
Thank you. I'm not gifted with much height or anything like that, so I'll have to work on my smarts and being quick around the court. So I think, my teammates have really helped me out this year, and I'm very excited for what's to come.
I've never worried about height, as you can see, so I'm in your corner, don't worry about that. I just love the way you can rotate between wing attack and goal attack, but the way you're able to shoot, and you get so much great loop in it because you have to, but you're very accurate.
Thank you. I've had lots of practice over the years with even my brothers leaning over my shot. And we're training against one of the best defenders in the world. So I think we're pretty lucky that we get to do that. And when it comes to the weekend, we know that we've trained against some pretty good girls at training.
You got GWS away. You've had a couple of hiccups there with the Firebirds game, which was like, well, just forget about that. That was ridiculous. But what a smashing of the FIVEAA. That must have felt good.
Yeah, it was really good. We were really disappointed the weekend before, so to come out and play so well was really exciting, but we just want to make sure this weekend we can do the same.
Because you lost to FIVEAA, I think it was by a point over there, to come back. And I think that's their biggest defeat that they've had in, I reckon, well, at least recent times. It was a whacking and it was so enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, it was really good fun. Not many teams can do that, so we were pretty happy with that. And I think to play in front of a sold-out crowd at Entertainment Centre was so exciting. So hopefully next home game in a couple of weekends' time we can get the same, and that really helps us over the line.
You girls, you've gelled so well. And I love the way you're rotating through the different positions. I actually thought Latanya Wilson was outstanding in defence last week, and then she went right back deep and played even better. I don't know how you can do it, but she did it.
Yeah, she's a freak. To think she's only 22 or 23 is amazing. So I'm really excited what the future holds for her. But amazing player she is.
The super goals, the 2 pointers that come out, of course, with that last 5-minute warning that goes on. I love. Lucy Austin loves shooting them, but I also, Lauren Frew, she had a crack too. I liked it.
Yeah, it's great that she was confident to go to the ring. I think our first few games we were a bit iffy with that. We didn't have the confidence, but I think we've built that confidence, and really happy for the girls to shoot from anywhere. Got that confidence. It's great.
Beautifully done. Now, your role going forward in Diamonds, are they going to play you similar if you get that role of wing attack, or will it be swapping over to goal attack?
Yeah, I'm not really entirely sure yet. We have a camp around 2 weeks after the season, so I guess I'll find out what happens. But yeah, I'm really happy to be in any position, love both, and I'm really excited to get in the Diamonds environment to learn a lot.
Yes, excellent. Now, what are you doing right at this minute?
I'm pedaling, trying to get as many Ks as I can. I know the girls before me got around 30, so I'm trying to beat them.
Well, the pedal to fight Parkinson's, it's fantastic. We're glad that you're down here and all the girls contributing to a worthy cause. Well done.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Georgie Horgis, our guest.
Oh, well done, Timmy. Great interview. We're live at Adelaide Oval. Yes, pedal to fight Parkinsons.com.au to donate. We're up over 84,000. We'd love to hit 90,000. Just in front of us is Rubbers. He's about to do a Channel 7 cross. He's as nervous as anything because his speech pathologist is here. He just wants to impress her. Hey, got a couple of good texts coming through, the unique home-style food text. Here's one. Row! This is Neil from Encounter Bay. Now, Neil has a bit of cred. He actually gets some things right. Strawny is available and will play. Ooh. So if Strawn's right, well, I agree. I thought he did his groin, but if he's fit, he absolutely does play. But more importantly, and I think this is the text of the night so far, Rowey, who's the goal umpires Saturday night?
Oh, of course.
Well, I'll be watching that with real interest.
You wouldn't think the AFL would reappoint the same guys last year, surely.
No, that's the sort of thing they do.
Oh, dear. 29 after 4. We'll get to your calls after the break. We've got the headlines coming up and more of your calls, and Mark Micken to join us as well.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. The drug trial of South Australian man Troy Smith has started in Bali. A 70-year-old man has suffered head injuries after being knocked off his gopher by a car at Smithfield. The RSPCA has issued a warning to pet owners in the western suburbs after a cat was caught by the hind leg in an illegal trap. And in sport, Crow Brodie Smith has been dropped this weekend. The rest of the ins and outs will be released next hour. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Copper is critical to the energy transition, and the responsible production of SA copper is happening now at BHP.
Afternoon at Glandore, Bruce water main and new road plates are causing really big delays on South Road of the Crossroad overpass. Avoid that if you can today. Burst water main South, Plimpton, Marion Road near Cross Road, and a broken down truck at Crafers West on the freeway up track near the tunnels causing delays. Busy right now, Tapley's Road at Glenorg North with the camera diagonal road at Sturt. Beaumont's Clearance Centre at Richmond is closing. Grab a white vanity and oval basin mixer, not $8.80, cleared for $4.99. Only at Beaumont's Richmond Clearance Centre. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast: rain tonight down to 10, rain tomorrow 18. Right now it's 16 degrees. We'll have more news at 5 and as it happens on 5AA.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
The opposition leader federally, Peter Dutton, will today introduce plans to bring in a verification system so that age limits on platforms like Snapchat, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram and so forth are independently enforced.
I don't know what the counter-argument can be.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
Michael in Parkside makes a clever point. You should have to verify your age by answering a question written in cursive.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Some blocks of land are flat. Some aren't. Some may need a retaining wall. Some may need more than that. But for all blocks, Rossdale is there to help. They'll do a free site inspection, tell you what you need to know about your land, and save you time and money in the end. Whether it's a custom home, standard design, split level or 2-story, Rossdale has it covered. Now that's a builder you can trust. Rossdale Homes. Because trust is a must.
It's bewildering to think that in a universe as vast as ours, we can find an LD 10 kilo capacity top-load washing machine with LED display and 8 wash programs for only $449, but still can't find our missing sock. Where's my sock? It's special you can buy at the Aldi Home Electrical Sale this Saturday. Aldi. Good different.
EVs, they're called electrical vehicles. They're incredible. So if you own one or you're thinking of buying one, it's definitely a great move. What's not so great is running out of charge or driving around town, or the burbs we call them, praying you can find a charge station that might be there before you run out of what they call juice.
So here's a really good idea. Get in touch with BC EV Chargers. Now, they're fully qualified electricians. BC EV Chargers, they specialise in all makes of electrical vehicle charging systems. Because you might not know this, but no two systems are the same. Now, they're happy to sit down with you, discuss the best system for your situation, and in fact, they're actually certified experts in the field of electric vehicle charging. Now, they work with brands like RAA and ChargeFox.
So if you drive an EV, the message is simple. Charge at home and you're free to roam. With BC EV Chargers, visit bcevchargers.com.au.
Hi, I'm Taylor from the Brain and Body Fitness Studio, an exercise service with a difference. As qualified exercise physiologists, we tailor exercise programs for those living with chronic conditions, injuries or disabilities, and those wanting to age well. For just $40 per week, you could improve your health. With expert advice and supervision, in-depth assessments and exercise programs to help you achieve your health goals. Contact us today to organise a free tour. bbfs.com.au.
Make this time of year less taxing with impressive savings on select Mercedes-Benz models, including A-Class sedan, C-Class sedan and CLA Coupe. Hurry, offers end June 30 at your authorised Mercedes-Benz retailer. T's and C's apply.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Welcome back. It's 26 minutes to 5. We're live at Adelaide Oval. It is the Pedal to Fight Parkinson's, all from Mark Micken with, of course, the Hospital Research Foundation Group. They're doing a brilliant job. $90,000 has been raised so far. We'll catch up with Rubbers in just a minute, and Caroline Wilson will join us shortly too.
Absolutely, Sam. And how good is it to be here? Pedal to Fight Parkinson's in the Southern Plaza. We've got Mark Micken in front of us. He's watching all the teams compete there. We've got a lot of the Sandford teams, Norwood, West Adelaide. We've got the Eagles. There's Team Micken, of course, as well, which Rowey kicked off today. Did 29.2 Ks in an hour. Outstanding exciting stuff. So please donate. We're up to 88, nearly 90,000 now. I think it'll tick over.
I've
with
heard
that,
it's clicked over to 90,000
donation. So thank you very much to that. So it feels like one of those old telethons almost, back in the old days. Ring 1300.
We can get
I can
involved.
do that again.
You can get involved. If you want to donate, get on the website, pedaltofightparkinsons.com.au. There'll be a donate button as soon as you click up.
Well, we'll get Rubbers on a bit more to talk about it. It's a neurological disease. It's very different to MND. I heard one of the Parkinson's nurses earlier when I was on my ride. They gave us a bit of a background with it.
Yes.
They reckon in 40 years' time, if we don't get a cure, 1 in 3 people when they hit 80 will end up with Parkinson's.
And what did they say?
Which is massive.
Did they have any idea of how or why?
No.
No, so there was none of that.
No, the whole world's trying. Well, imagine how many diseases the whole world's trying to cure. MND's one.
Yeah.
And that's in the news because we just had the Big Freeze 10. Parkinson's, very similar, very debilitating. Some hits harder than others.
Yes.
There wouldn't be too many families, I know my family's one, where you don't know someone that's got Parkinson's. Well, I know one, Mark Micken, mate of ours. So, research is huge, and that's why I always pump the Hospital Research Foundation group. The work they do with a lot of charities with research, where every cent goes towards that, as this 90-odd thousand, let's hope we can get to 100,000, that's the total. We've got to find a cure.
Absolutely.
And, there's not going to be too many of us that aren't going to be touched by it. Hence, we're here. And Timmy, just run through the teams. I mean, it is brilliant, isn't it?
Oh, look, as I said, there's a lot of Samford teams there as well. Just could see Sean Toohey, he was in the selection. Yes, he was in the selection committee, but I was chairman of for the state team. And I reckon he's got to do 2 hours because I don't know that he's quite up to it, quite frankly.
Well, and he rubbed my son out.
He's definitely got to do 2 hours. He's definitely got to do 2 hours.
Samford at the moment.
Now we've got Samford HQ, we got Team Micken, the Norwood Footy Club, the Eagles, Air Peninsulas, Parkies, Peddlers. So how good's that? The Boileau Family Foundation, Hospital Research Foundation Group, BrainX Body Fitness Studio, La Squandra Adelaide Cycle Club, the Adelaide Crows, past players are doing it. Saw Signsy up there earlier.
Well, Fitzy was on just after me.
I was on
with Bix.
North Adelaide Footy Club, Thunderbirds, of course, Glenelg Footy Club, and the Central District Footy Club. So how good's that for support? Let's get to the phones. 8223 0000. We've got Trevor on the line. G'day, Trev.
Hi, Timmy.
Good buddy.
I am not happy with Australia following a cricket match just to eliminate England. We are there to play and compete and beat whatever team we play. It is not sport to throw a match just because you do not have a team.
No, it's spot on, Trev, and I can't believe they're even talking like it. It probably gives you an idea.
I was said in jest. The Australians
I didn't like the way Tim Payne backed it up.
No.
I mean, I felt like that it started as a bit of maybe, a bit of a joke, but then they kept...
journalists asked the question.
They kept pressing Hazelwood because they knew they were onto something. Yeah. And he said, I don't know, maybe you push it around a bit or whatever. That's actually saying you can't do it. Yeah. And I'm with Trev. Beat whoever's in front of you.
I do agree with that, but you're such a winner. I'm not. Unique Homestyle Food Tex. Here's one. Mate, if Italy had a chance to knock out Brazil in a World Cup out of their group and get a draw, no question at all, they'd do it. That's Vince.
But that's playing them head-to-head. That's saying knock them out head-to-head, beat them, off you go. But they wouldn't throw a game to, say, Zambia because that would knock Brazil out.
Now, the Crows have been on the national football news cycle, haven't they? Not sure why, Timmy. Tongue in cheek.
Yes, good call, but might have been
I'm not sure why,
7 days ago.
But anyway, the Crows could make as many as 5 changes. Timmy, I think you might be right. Taylor Walker, why risk him? Isaac Rankin, why risk him? But I think if they're fit, they play. There might be as many as 5 changes. We had a number of texts saying that Strawny is fit and he will play. Well, so he should.
That's
give him another crack.
Would you go like Campo last week? He said he was going to go for 2 ruckmen.
He did.
And they didn't do it. Would you do it this time?
Well, they could.
You got Grundy. Do you want to double team him? Do you want to see what Strawny can do elsewhere?
Well, I don't mind that. That's a good thought. So the team will drop 10 to 6. Don't miss that. There could be as many as 5 changes. But here's our mate Robbo on AFL 360. Have a listen.
This is where it gets dangerous, these kinds of investigations, is because there's blame everywhere. And at the end, they're all in it, but there's always someone who's going to lose their job. And Matthew Nix has come out and said he's got the support, and I hope he survives. I'm not killing any coach, but his career It's on a knife edge. I know he's long term. They can't have a complete capitulation in the second half of this year. They just can't.
See, a little bit of that stiff butts and candy nuts, they won't. They just can't. They just won't. I have enough faith in them that they won't. Starts with Sydney. Forget the win-loss, it's the how. I'm going to channel Scotty Campriale again. I want to see that run, that dash, that take it at him. You know, when you get a turnover, go straight back at him again. Get that contest level up. Who knows what can happen at the end of that? Go to the bye. And I think from then, it's GWS at home, Lions at the Gabba, St Kilda home. I just get that block in my head, guys. Get it right. The cavalry will come. What I mean by that is Taylor Walker will come back. Now you've got some good mail that Tex is out. Are you Nostradamus, mate?
Yes, or I've got either SPC or ESP. I'm not sure which one, but I've got one of them.
So Taylor Walker's not playing.
Yeah, there you go. I think they've made a wise call there.
Yeah, probably. Because they're bye next week.
Bye next week, and at his age, and he's had trouble already. Let's get that back right, and hopefully he can play the rest of the season.
Yeah. Well, we're going to know a lot about the Crows after the bye. This week's game's going to be a tricky one because it's the top team. They've got a midfield. If Laird's out, Walker's not playing, Rankin's come back.
But I do like your statement that it'll be so Adelaide if they run.
It'll be, and that's what I'm hanging my hat on that.
Yeah.
This will be so Adelaide to win this one.
I think Sam Tugwell is in your corner without a doubt. Yep. Hey, talking about my mop, Port Adelaide, well, David King, he was having a crack on Fox, and he really, he put out some criticism and also some facts.
It's games like this weekend against top 8 teams, and we see his record there, that separate your top 4 prospects, your top 8 prospects, or are you an also ran? So if you're going to make the move through the grades, you get to a point that it's put up or shut up. And when you've been there 10, 11 years, 12 years, it's not about the list, because this is your list. You've built it, you've cultivated, your method's embedded. It's about does it stack up or not. So against the best teams is really all we're qualifying now with Port. I'm not really judging their numbers against the rest because they've always brained the rest and won 2 finals in 10 years. So it's not about the rest anymore.
Oh, that hurts, 2 and 10.
Yeah,
when they say that number.
Well, that's right. I mean, a lot of what he was saying there were facts, 2 and 10, and the fact that they have lost games against top 4 clubs when they've been pushing for finals. I think this year is already different. Every year is different. Their second half is going to be their big test once again. And I have a look at that second half, and I think to myself, in the first half, your win against Geelong, I would say, is a big tick as far as getting over a club that was in a good position at the time, beat them on their home deck, which hadn't been done for a long, long time, by Port especially, which was 17 years. So that one's a tick. Had they beaten Carlton here, I think they could have gone into the break 9-3, and everybody might have been talking the opposite and saying, maybe Port are fair dinkum. Maybe they are. That drop to Carlton, I reckon, put them back into, we don't trust you. They're into that boat again, which is what we discussed with Ken last week when we interviewed him, and how they're going to come across that and beat that. Because they're run now. Giants away, but Giants are not in form. So this is one that they really need to tick. I'd say even Lions at Adelaide Oval. Let's look at the Lions lineup. They're still a very good outfit.
They're starting to crank it up.
And they're not too bad. So I reckon that's another one that will be judging them. Then Carlton away, Swans at home. Crows is always because it's a showdown, and we haven't won one. We haven't won one in 4 goes at it. So, they won the last 3 against us. We've got to be able to win that. Dockers at Optus. Dockers will be in the 8.
Last game of the year,
So you'd say that is, they're 6 games, big games, that you'd say for Port to be believed in, they're the ones you have to sort of get into your box. You have to win 5 or 6 of those and go, okay, well, that run home could define whether you're top 4 or just top 8. So it's a big run home, and I'm with David King. It's in the corner now of the club and the players to take it on.
Nothing wrong with that.
And just lift to that challenge, which I still believe in the talent they've got that they can do it.
All right, Port fans, call in, have your say. What do you think of that? 8223 0000. Big game on Sunday. It is 15 minutes to 5. Let's check your traffic for Rossdale Homes, the custom home 2-story and split-level specialists.
At Glendora, Burst Watermain and new road plates are causing massive delays in South Road and Crossroad overpass at the moment. You can avoid it. Burst Watermain, South Plimpton also slowing things up. Maureen Road near Crossroad, speeds reduced. And got a broken down truck to look out from the drive home at Crafers West. Freeway up track near the tunnels. Cameras Diagonal the Road, Sturt and Newland Avenue at Merino. It's the end of financial year. Get the MY23 Volkswagen Amarok live from 58,990 drive away with free 5-year care plan. Ends June 30. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
Imagine being invisible. You could mess with someone's mind, sneak up on them, and they wouldn't know you're there. Even scare them to death. When you speed on our roads, that's what happens, because no one sees you coming. Think road safety. A message from the Government of South Australia.
It's your last chance for a frenzy. 10 lucky winners will win $50,000 each, just for getting their Hospital Research Foundation home lottery tickets by midnight tomorrow. Plus, your tickets stay in all 11,000 draws, including 2 Scott Salisbury homes at Henley Beach. You could be living the dream, mortgage-free. For life-changing prizes and life-changing impact, visit homelottery.com.au. Licence M14548.
G'day, it's Rory Sloan. For most business PC brands, a 4-hour service guarantee means they'll call you back in 4 hours. But at Leader Computers, a 4-hour service guarantee on Leader's business range means they'll come to your work site and have you back in business inside 4 hours. Leader Computers are made here in Adelaide with better service, better support and speedy turnaround times. Grow your business and get behind a Leader. Find your local dealer at leadersystems.com.au.
Barnacle Bill for seafood and much, much more. At Barnacle Bill, tackling lunch and tea is a breeze with big tasty feeds. You won't believe it till you see them with your own googles.
Just go in there, have a look at the board and you'll see delicious prawns, fish, calamari, scallops, spring rolls, chips, salads. It's all there. Barnacle Bill's also famous for their tartare sauce. Now, if you need a sweetie or two, well, Bill has desserts as well covered. They got jelly, oh yeah, gelato, mousse, pineapple fritters, yummy.
Now, if you got a hankering, I don't even know what that means.
Oh, well, that means you got a hankering. You want it bad.
If you like burgers, well, that's fine too. Try the Barnacle Bill burger and schnitty, or the vegan option, or a veggie burger.
Correct. Reel in your crew for some fish from the sea. It's got to be Barnacle Bill's SA-owned franchise, serving South Australian quality seafood for over 50 years. If it's got to be seafood, it's got to be Barnacle Bill's.
Steinborner Automotive in Gawler, Barossa and Clare has always been well worth the trip, especially with their end of financial year sale on over 500 new, used and demo cars, including over 100 certified used commercial utes in stock, many with new car warranties and low kilometres packed with accessories. Plus, they're offering an additional $1,500 trade-in bonus on all trade-ins. Head to one of Steinborner's 8 locations or view the whole range at steinborner.com.au. Steinborner Automotive, it's well worth the trip.
Cirque du Soleil has arrived in Adelaide with Lucia. Experience breathtaking acrobatics under the iconic Big Top. Now playing at Adelaide Showground for a limited season. Book now.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Yeah, 11 minutes to 5. We're live at Adelaide Oval today, and Caroline Wilson's going to join us after 5 o'clock, and we are 1 hour away now from the Crows and Port Adelaide teams landing for round 14.
Well, it's Mark Mickens' pedal to fight Parkinson's, the second version. We're here at Adelaide Oval. Now, Rubbers won't like me reading this out, but I will, because this is Rubbers, our mate. Played over 200 games, 4 best and fairest. He's an All-Australian in 88, a Foss Williams medalist. He captained Westies in Brisbane. He's a leader. Inaugural Crows BNF. He was a teammate of mine, a Samful Hall of Famer. I could go on and on and on. Rubbers, welcome.
Thank you very much, Roy. Thanks for being here.
How's your Parkinson's?
That's a question.
Look, I was very fortunate to have had a fairly successful brain operation in 2019, and that's kept a lot of my symptoms under control to a fair degree. And so I'll be very fortunate in that regard. There's still plenty wrong with me, but
but not that.
He hasn't lost his wit.
Yes.
Now, we saw you rehearsing for Channel 7. We'll get that on tonight. I hope you're happy, because your speech pathologist is here, writing for Team Micken.
Yeah, both of them are.
Oh, you got 2?
Yeah, 2. I used to go 3 times a week for a month. And so if you can understand me at home, that's the reason why, because those people did great things for me when I lost my voice.
Yeah, now it's back. How proud are you to see the clubs that you were involved with, Woodville West Torrens? I mean, there's the Thunderbirds, there's about 11 teams here. And I think we're knocking on the door of 90,000. We want to raise 100. That is outstanding, Rubbers.
It is. We originally thought we'd go aim for 65,000, and then it went up to 80,000 as a target, and now we're on 90, nearly 90,000. So it's just been phenomenal, and I'd just like to pass on my thanks to and gratitude to the rest of the state that's got right behind it in terms of the footy clubs, the Thunderbirds, and everyone else has got behind it. Donations coming in thick and fast, and people going out of their way to help.
Pedal to fight Parkinson's.com.au. Just get on there, get on the link, donate heavily. It'd be fantastic. Every cent, as we say, help goes towards the research. We thank the Hospital Research Foundation group as well, Timmy.
Correct. I was actually talking to Georgie Horges earlier, and there was a fellow right next to me. I said, "How'd you get roped in?" He said, "Oh, just being a mate, I suppose." And I said, "Oh, I want to see the heroes at 3 a.m, 4 a.m. He said, "Yeah, that's me as well." So he's copped it, but he said, it's mates riding for mates. And I thought that's an excellent team, a great team.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. The number of people that put up their hand to ride at 3 o'clock in the morning, and that type of time has been amazing. And my family are in that, and they've been very supportive and volunteered to ride at all ungodly hours.
Yeah.
And we've got enough to cover the whole 24 hours.
Now, talking about mates, you had my now co-host, Stephen Rowe, as an assistant for a long time at Glenelg. Can you give us an insight into what he was like as an assistant?
What sort of a question's that, Timmy?
No, I think
he's taken over from me from chairman of selectors.
I think Rubbers is liking this.
You see, I saw him wink.
He's excited to answer.
No, it was fantastic because I was a bit dour, and he added a bit of spark.
Yeah,
he'd come into the room and give everyone a bit of a spray and have a bit of a joke with them, and that was fantastic to have someone like that. On the coaching panel, he was great value.
Yeah, well, that's good. And
I loved
that's that sort of, you need that bit of yin and yang in a coaching
That's one of the words I was looking for, yin and yang.
Yeah, which is his favourite. He uses them in the wrong terminology.
You yin or yang?
You were yin and I yang. Sometimes you zip and I zap. What I did bring to selection on a Thursday night was the club would just put on, I don't know, snitty and chips or something like that. And I said, well, look, we need dessert. Because it was back when I was trying to build up, the sugar levels. And,
for your riding.
Yeah, for my riding. I bought in dessert, didn't I? And didn't that end up a really good treat?
Yes.
We had to rotate the desserts.
Wow.
Mine was always a Village apple pie with Golden North ice cream.
Wow.
And that was the winner.
And that was the winner.
Guess what Rubbers' was? Banana split.
Yes.
Didn't Groomy bring in some Japanese
lollies? He'd been overseas.
Oh, gee. They were awful.
It wasn't edible. It was inedible.
With the ride itself, you've been a teacher and, like Rowey said, a leader as such, all the rest of it. When you come up with this, how do you, when people are getting a bit tired or they don't want to do another shift or whatever, is that motivation, hey, come on, does that leadership come back out and you get the whip out, mate?
Not in this context. People have been so generous with their time. I haven't had to do anything like that, and neither has anyone else.
Well, that's good news. And do you miss the teaching? Because you were, I know you did a stint with St. Michael's, taught one of my daughters and my son. They loved you.
Yeah, I don't know if they loved me, but I loved teaching. It was good. And, a good group of kids at St. Michael's and good staff to work with. And, I was really privileged to get to work there for a number of years.
I've been blessed enough to walk around because I've been here since 12. You have Parkinson's nurses. How dedicated and how brilliant is that, and how good a service is that for people like you that are at home with your medication and your walking and all your stuff you need, Rubbers?
Yeah, in particular, it's good for people who are living in the country because they have access to now a Parkinson's nurse.
Wow.
And they can do the job, I wouldn't say of a neurologist, but not far off it.
Yeah.
And they can take a lot of pressure off those people because trying to see a neurologist now for Parkinson's will take you 6 months to get in.
Wow.
And those Parkinson's nurses have relieved a lot of pressure on the people in the country and people trying to get hold of a neurologist so they can go and see a Parkinson's nurse a lot quicker. And Rowey, I'd just like to thank you for holding the batting for us.
Got 29 Ks on.
You rode the first hour. You did exceptionally well.
Yeah. Just before we go, just some key stats. Again, talking to the nurses. Every week, 40 people in Australia get diagnosed with Parkinson's. And if we roll forward 40 years, if we don't get a cure and research and raising money like you're doing here, Rubbers, in unison with the Hospital Research Foundation, they're saying 1 in 10 Australians could end up with Parkinson's. That's how important it is to just get the dollars in now and get the research happening, Rubbers.
Exactly right. And I'm probably one of the more higher functioning Parkinson's people who live with Parkinson's. But there are people out there who are not very functional at all, and my brother's one of them.
How is he?
He's in, I'd like to say hello to him. Hello, Kim. He's in an aged care facility and battling away with it big time at the moment. So his symptoms are far worse than mine, and that's why we need to find a cure for it.
Yeah, well, the first ride he rode.
Yeah, he did. He was.
He smashed it out.
Yeah, it's been very vicious on him.
Oh, God bless, that is sad. And your father passed from Parkinson's, so...
Well, yeah, he passed with Parkinson's, but it certainly didn't help. It didn't do him any favours, that's for sure. Yeah. And so is my auntie, my dad's brother, my dad's sister, and my first cousin has Parkinson's.
Well, Rubbers, it's blessed to be invited. I'm in Team Micken. Let's hope we can win this damn thing. I think Sample are going to absolutely smash us, but please donate. Well, they are.
The start you got.
Scratch and Neil smacked on 40 Ks to start with.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, blimey.
Anyway, it's not about winning, it's about raising money.
Well, you are going to get smacked then.
Yeah. Rubbers just gave me a stirred side-eye then. Mate, could he have done more than 29? Pedal to fight Parkinsons.com.au. Please donate. We've got to get it to 100,000. We're here till 7 o'clock. We need to find a cure. Done.
We certainly do. Thank you, Rubbers, for joining us.
Rubbers.
3 minutes to 5. The news is coming up. And just a reminder, teams are set to drop in the next hour. There's some big ones for both the Crows and Power. Tex won't feature against Sydney, the reports are. Brodie Smith is set to be dropped. And for Port Adelaide, Charlie Dixon will also be dropped. That's what's coming out. We'll find out next hour. Caro coming up next.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Oh, I wish I hadn't forgotten my jumper. I'm freezing.
At Sip and Save, we want you to keep snug and enjoy life's adventures. That's why we're offering a chance to win one of 3 winter escapes valued at $10,000. Just purchase a specially marked Carlton Dry 24-pack for $51.99 and enter. Enjoy more toasty specials such as Wild Turkey 81 proof bourbon 700ml for $49.99. You can expect more from Sip and Save. More deals, more range, more service. Prices may vary in country areas. Terms and conditions apply.
Sip and Save. There's more in store.
$2 usually sounds like, but with the People First Community Lottery, $2 could sound more like. Get your $2 tickets today for a chance to win a Toyota Kluger Hybrid at communitylottery.com.au. T's and C's apply. SA Lottery licence number M14521.
If you need to move from A to B to C to D this winter, your best move, your only move, is hiring from Budget Car and Truck Rental.
Correct. To get started, you'll need boxes and tape and storage and you name it, and furniture covers to keep your possessions pristine. Now, Budget has got you sorted with it all.
And you need the perfect set of wheels, and Budget has them all. Cars, big and small, moving vans, trucks available on a standard driver's licence, plus utes, hybrids, trailers, 12 to 25 seat buses, and much more.
Gee whiz. Now, once you've chosen a vehicle, grab Budget's blankets and trolley, and it'll ensure that the move goes really smooth.
And it's not just if you're doing a move. You might be going up the Barossa. You might be just going for a drive. You might be going to Eyre Peninsula, York Peninsula.
I've done it.
They cover the entire state, all up to NT. Job done, easy with Budget, a family-owned business with friendly staff that you can count on, and multiple, as I've said, locations in SA.
Correct. Budget, get to the good stuff. Call Budget on 13 27 27.
It's end of financial year at Adelaide Hills Nissan with big savings. Receive incredible 1.9% finance offers on select models, plus 2 years free servicing on 2023 models. Offer won't last. For T's and C's, go to adelaidehillsnissan.com.au/specials. LMVD 325189.
Harvey Norman clearance on
on now. Grab a bargain on selected floor stock furniture. Up to 40% off lounges, dining, outdoor furniture and barbecues. Smart TVs priced to clear. Save over $500 on Samsung 65-inch The Frame QLED. Now under $2,000. The latest tech on sale. Save up to 30% on Windows 11 computers. Big brand mattresses, price breakthrough. Australian-made memory foam mattress now from just $1,399. Harvey Norman clearance. Best brands, best range at the best price guaranteed. Conditions apply.
The news and information that matters. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Rain tonight down to 10, rain tomorrow 18. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher. The trial of a South Australian man facing serious drug charges has started in Bali today. 49-year-old Troy Smith could be jailed for up to 12 years after allegedly being caught with meth. He could also face a fine of almost $750,000 Australian. A man is in hospital following a crash at Smithfield. Police were called to Morialta Drive just after 1 this afternoon after reports a Toyota sedan had collided with a man riding a gopher. The 80-year-old victim has serious injuries. The driver of the car was not hurt. Major Crash is investigating. The nation's job market remains strong despite a slowing economy, with tens of thousands of new roles created last month. More from Zach De Silva.
Australia's unemployment rate has dropped slightly to 4%. Nearly 40,000 new jobs were created last month, the majority of them full-time. There are some signs of weakness in the economy, though, with the number of hours worked falling a little as businesses face increasing pressure. But Workplace Minister Tony Burke says overall it's a pleasing picture.
Inflation moderating, wages growing, job security increasing.
But the opposition's Michaelia Cash says many people are being forced to pick up an extra job just to make ends meet.
The pain that Australians are feeling because of the cost of living crisis.
Experts believe unemployment will rise in coming months as the economy continues to soften.
The SA Premier wants to ban political donations with fines and prison terms for those who break the rules. It would apply to all stakeholders and interest groups. Instead, his amendment bill proposes an increase in public funding before election campaigns, including a series of partial advance payments. Professor Clem McIntyre from the Uni of Adelaide says on the surface it's a good idea.
There's no doubt that the ability to donate money to political parties is frequently done with an expectation of influence subsequently. And the more equal we can make the playing field for all political players, in theory, the better. We want an equal playing field where no one group or organisation starts with a massive advantage over another one.
In Victoria, jurors in the trial of alleged killer Greg Lynn have been told they cannot find the former Jetstar pilot guilty of manslaughter. As the missing campus trial nears the end of its 5th week, the judge has told the jury manslaughter would not be available as an alternative charge. Lynn has pleaded not guilty to 2 charges of murder over the deaths of Russell Hill and Carol Clay in the Wonnangatta Valley in 2020. The 57-year-old claims the 2 deaths were accidental, with Mrs Clay and Mr Hill killed in separate struggles involving a shotgun and a knife. And the National Corruption Watchdog's decision not to pursue 6 public officials over the bungled robo-debt scheme will come under scrutiny. The Inspector of the National Anti-Corruption Commission is launching a probe after more than 900 complaints were received. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Charge at home and you're free to roam. Visit bcevcharges.com.au.
Crow Brodie Smith has been dropped this weekend. The rest of the ins and outs will be released later this hour. Adelaide play Sydney on Saturday. The Power have an away game against GWS on Sunday. Well, Richmond coach Adam Uze says Dustin Martin will play out the rest of the season, dismissing rumours he could retire after his 300th game this weekend.
Oh, no, 100%. He's committed for the season. And if you watch his last 3 weeks, other than obviously the week that we gave him off last week, he's committed and he's starting to play really good footy. So, I've got no doubt he'll finish the season.
Tigers spearhead Tom Lynch is set to return for Saturday's clash against Hawthorn. Blake Hardwick has signed a 5-year contract extension with the Hawks. Melbourne's worst fears have been confirmed, with Christian Petrarca to miss the rest of the 2024 season as he recovers from a lacerated spleen, punctured lung and broken ribs. And 6 Aussies will be teeing off at the US Open tonight in North Carolina. Cameron Smith, Minwoo Lee, Jason Day, Adam Scott, Cam Davis and Jason Scrivener will all be playing, with American Scotty Scheffler the favourite to win his 3rd career major. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Copper is critical to the energy transition, and the responsible production of SA copper is happening now at BHP.
At Glendora, burst water main and new road plates are causing massive delays on South Road near the Crossroad overpass. Avoid that if you can tonight. Burst water main at South Plimpton also slowing proceedings up Marion Road near Crossroad. Speeds reduced. And a breaking down truck slowing things up at Crafers West, the freeway up track near the tunnels. Cameras Dagon Road, Sturt and Edward Street at Melrose Park. Quitting smoking is hard, but so is heart disease, emphysema and mouth cancer. Choose your hard and choose to give up for good. Visit health.gov.au/give up for good. This message is brought to you by the Australian Government, Canberra. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 10 tonight with rain. Rain tomorrow, 18. Saturday, a shower or two, 16. Sunday, partly cloudy, 17. Right now, it's 15 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, hear from a teen injured while fighting off an accused carjacker. A Hero police officer rescues an elderly woman from a burning home at Semaphore South. The Premier unveils new laws to ban political donations. Plus, why the testing age for one particular cancer is being lowered. And where you can snap up a winter bargain. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
At MYOB, we're the OG at making tax time easy. From automating admin to pinging payment reminders for you, MYOB has everything in one place to make sure you're always ready. Because nothing beats the OG at tax time.
Ugh, that's enough to send shudders down anyone's spine. Are you hearing critters rustling around in your roof? Well, it might alarm you to know that 8% of household fires are started by rodents gnawing through electrical cables in the roof and walls. Not to mention the spread of disease and bacteria they can cause. But there's a simple solution. Book a rodent treatment with SA's leading pest control specialists. Your team from Murray's.
No worries with the team from Murray's.
Go to murraypestcontrol.com.au.
The news and issues that matter to South Australia. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
7 minutes after 5 on this Thursday night, we are live at Adelaide Oval for Mark Mickens' Pedal to Fight Parkinson's. We've had a few texts and calls asking how can we donate. Go to pedaltofightparkinsons.com.au. It is a fantastic cause. They've notched up just over 90,000. They're hoping to get to 100. It is a 24-hour event. It is amazing right now. So many great teams and participants so far getting involved. Ollie Florence still to come on the show from the Swans. We'll chat with Darren Chandler, who's on the bike as we speak from the Sandful. We'll have Crows and Ports teams as well at 10 to 6 tonight. And your last chance to win that Ben Motorsport Park Ultimate Drive experience, that's a little later on as well. But right now, it's time to join in and chat to Caroline Wilson.
Caroline Wilson. Thanks to Harvey Norman Clearance Centre. Cooking appliances, washing machines, dishwashers, TVs and more. 919 Marion Road, Marion.
Yes, each and every Thursday, thanks to the Harvey Norman Clearance Centre, we get Caroline Wilson. And hello, Caroline. What hour are you doing for the Mark Micken Pedal to Fight Parkinson's? What hour are you going to do?
Oh, good.
Well, I'm just sort of walking the cold streets of Melbourne, regretting not making a bet with Stephen Rowe last Thursday night. That's what I'm doing.
Yes.
Boy,
What
you make
the-
some bad
what you-
decisions in your life, don't you?
Yeah, you had the opportunity.
God.
He opened the door and you said no.
I know, and I didn't know I was going to be setting the... Well, I didn't know the Tigers would be setting the scene for a Stephen Rowe rant.
Well, that's what you probably incited.
No, I don't think I incited it. I think, but it was interesting and it provoked a lot of talk both in Adelaide and here in Melbourne. And it'll be interesting to see how the Crows go over the next few weeks. But Anyway, I'm just a bit sad we're not talking about Thursday night footy. I'm going to miss it.
Yeah, what do you think of that? We were talking about it when it was first announced, and we actually thought that perhaps they could have maybe programmed it for the far north, maybe even Brisbane, maybe a Darwin game in this time slot of, say, June, July.
Oh, completely. And also at the Adelaide Oval and at Marvel Stadium over the school holiday period. I mean, we know Thursday night footy works really well in Adelaide. We know it works well under the roof at Marvel. I just think it's a real mistake by the AFL. I think they're going to revisit it for next year. It's funny, there's been so much talk about buys and how unfair that the buys have been on certain clubs, and it probably began last Thursday with the Western Bulldogs, or it was Friday, sorry, complaining about, well, Chris Grant saying that some players were limping to the line. The AFL aren't interested in the complaining about buys. They do not buy the buy, pardon the pun, the buy complaining. They think that they need to be more mindful next year of 5-day breaks and 6-day breaks, but they think the buyers sort themselves out, and I actually agree with that. I think that's a bit of a false complaint myself. Anyway, there's a lot going on with clubs being unhappy about certain things the AFL's doing, but I don't reckon they're going to change the uneven buys next year.
Okay.
But I think they will be scheduling more Thursday night games.
Sydney have had 2 buys before the Crows have had 1.
That's weird.
Yeah. But do you think that's the reason the Crows have won so few games? I just don't buy it, Stephen.
It
Sorry.
wouldn't have much. No, it'd have none to nil bearing of it. But I mean, it is
just weird.
A little bit of an imbalance. It's a bit weird. Let's talk about Petrarca. Is he out for the season?
He is, and I think this is pretty embarrassing for Melbourne, don't you? I mean, I didn't think it was such a big deal to let him go back onto the ground with suspected broken ribs. But when you're talking about spleens and kidneys and potentially punctured lungs and intensive care and not out of ICU for 3 days, I think Melbourne made a blue sending him out there again. I mean, he could have done a lot of damage.
You compare it to the Port one with Aaliyah, Geelong with Cameron. This one, I reckon...
Far worse.
Yeah, well, I reckon you could tell that there was either rib injuries, spleen, which a lot of knees in the back can affect the spleen. And I sort of said it straight away.
You did. You said you're sitting with your family.
Sit with the family. I said that is probably a spleen. Now, you've got portable ultrasounds that you can have on site and all the rest of it. I'm sure there could have been more testing done at half-time to sort of go, he's in trouble. Or even
You're right, Tim, and the spin from Melbourne is not believable because clearly Petrarca's tried to help the club and say, it was me, I insisted on going out there. And of course you're going to insist on going out there for a blockbuster game at a time you really need it. But we all know that players aren't to be trusted, and they're the last people you should allow to be making the call. And I mean, the other thing is, I think Alan Richardson said, and he sounded credible when he said the doctors were the reason that, maybe Christian was sort of saved because they made the call to send him to hospital, etc., etc. But why did they let him back out there in the first place? It's really, I didn't pick the spleen like you did watching the TV, but knowing, I was watching the TV, I was actually at the game. Knowing what I know now and knowing what medical people should know, it just seems extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary.
Put a fork in them there, Cook. They can't win it.
I don't know about that. Can I just quickly go back to the buys and the whole question about fixturing and opening round? So there has been a proposal put to the AFL that opening round next year, obviously there were 2 games in New South Wales, one with GWS, one with Sydney, and then 2 in Queensland, one with Brisbane, one with the Gold Coast. So they run from Thursday to Saturday. There has been a proposal put to the AFL that is it Adelaide Cup that's run on the Monday of that?
Yes, that's in March.
There has been a proposal put to the AFL that the Adelaide Oval hosts a game with either Adelaide or Port Adelaide hosting a home game, potentially the Adelaide Crows on the eve of the Adelaide Cup on the Sunday night to add to opening round, and then a Sunday game at Geelong because they don't want to have one in Melbourne for a variety of reasons, including fixturing, a Sunday game at Geelong and then a Sunday night game at the Adelaide Oval, and that is something the AFL is looking at. They're reluctant to take away from the cachet of sort of getting, all eyes in footy in the developing states. But I think if you did it on the Sunday and the Sunday night, it could work. So that's just something to consider, boys, and something they might do next year.
Yeah, we were pro that, I think, because we didn't like the 0 round. It was just very confusing. I know historians were absolutely doing their heads in. They didn't know what to do, but I think that would be good if you scheduled like that, and even a Monday night, just for that opening round, so that you could just get them all away, with the focus still being Thursday, Friday, Saturday up north.
Yeah, well, look, they're reluctant to take away from that, but I think Sunday night, certainly. I think the eve of the Adelaide Cup is something that really appeals to the AFL. So that will be interesting. I disagree about Melbourne, Stephen. I think they'll rally. There you are. And obviously they probably made a mistake too, putting Jake Lever in for surgery when they did. They probably thought that was a few weeks they could afford to lose Jake Lever, and they really miss him. But look, I'm not saying they're going to challenge for the premiership, but I think they'll come back and make it back into the top 8.
Okay, hypothetical. Melbourne crash and burn. Crows don't finish strongly. Simon Goodwin moves. Could we? Could 1 and 1 equal 2 there, Caro?
I don't think so, Stephen. I don't think so. I think Simon Goodwin is very much wedded to the Melbourne Football Club, and I think his relationship with Gary Pert, they are joined at the hip, those two, and there is a belief in each other, a belief in what they're doing. I spoke to Simon Goodwin. I did a lengthy interview with him late last week, and as he said to me, we're not going anywhere. He has such belief in this group, and his relationship with Max Gawn, who has 2 or 3 really good years to go, he believes. I don't think he has any interest in leaving. And if they did completely bottom out and crash and burn, would he be an attractive prospect for Adelaide anyway, Stephen?
I'm just saying he's been to the Holy Grail. He's been a premiership coach. He knows what it looks like. He knows what it tastes like. He's done it as a player. And I'm not alluding to that at all. I quite rate what Nixie done, certainly last year. I've got frustrations with that, as all people do with all their coaches. But, win-loss sometimes catches up with you, Caro.
I actually rate Simon Goodwin, and people who worked with him at Essendon when he was an assistant coach, and people at Melbourne so rate him as a coach. And I just think he is determined to try and get something out of this group one more time. So I don't think it'll happen. It's a very nice idea. It's a romantic idea, and he might end up at Adelaide at some point. But there is no doubt he is one of the great coaches going around. I was interested in what he said about Paul Roos. I don't know if you read those comments.
Yeah, I did.
Did you read? I had no realisation that they had such a... Well, I mean, they haven't spoken. They've spoken twice in 6 years since Roos left.
Wow. Gee,
and he described it as a working relationship at the time, no more than that. And he didn't address Roos's negative comments about what Melbourne was going through at the moment, and said he hadn't even heard them. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But yeah, it was interesting. I mean, not the sort of succession relationship that Paul Roos, you think, had with John Longmire. And
no.
Speaking of Paul Roos, I reckon, John Longmire's obviously surpassed what Roos he's done, because he's just done it for so much longer. Anyway, that's a separate conversation.
Hey,
Tim,
Caroline, did Dusty miss his big opportunity to have a fabulous 300 win here in Adelaide? Did he miss an opportunity there? Is he over his 300-itis? And will he play this week?
The best line I've heard about Dusty this week is that, in keeping with Dusty's decision not to speak to anyone before his 300, they're going to have a minute's silence for him at the MCG on Saturday.
That's a very good line. Very good line.
No, look, I know what you're saying, and I'm not one for individual games and players before teams, but some players I just think deserve special treatment. I think Dustin Martin's one of them. And when you look at, it's going to be a miserable freezing day in Melbourne. Richmond and Hawthorn are not exactly challenging for finals. Richmond's crowds have been way down this year. This was the Richmond board and the Richmond executive predicted 50,000. It got to 60, 70. Now it's over 80,000 tickets sold for that game. So Dustin Martin knows how to draw a crowd. Yeah, it's going to be extraordinary.
So it's a commercial
big
decision.
game. And interestingly, it's also the 50-year reunion and celebration of the 1974 Premiership against North Melbourne. And my father was president when Richmond beat North Melbourne, and that was
Kevin
his first
Sheedy
year.
played.
Yes, and well, anyway, Dad was president. They're having a big function at the MCG. Dad's going to be there. My whole family's going to be there. And how I said to Brendan Gale, did you deliberately schedule this with Dusty 300? He said, well, I could lie and say yes, but it's turned out, look, over 80,000 will be a very big crowd for two clubs in the bottom half of the ladder, although who knows what Hawthorn can do this year. And I think Richmond are up against it to win on Dusty's 300. But I'm glad it's at the MCG. I don't know about you. Would have been good to see him at the Adelaide Oval last week, but I'm glad it's at the MCG.
Nah, they've done the right thing. I mean, you're allowed to do that for commercial dollars. Hey, did I hear Eddie say you've got to build a statue for Dusty?
Well, I'm not... that's what he believes, and that's his prediction. I don't know whether it's going to happen. Do you think they should?
Oh, well, you know, I think...
I think as the years go on, you definitely get better as years go on.
Yeah.
So I think, some of the statues around there now I don't think are disputable. So
Three times Norm
he
Smith.
probably
I
will
think should be
eventually.
one at the. I think there should be one at the Punt Road Oval. And I don't know what you think, but I don't agree with Lee Matthews that he's not in the top three players. I just think I don't agree with Lee's criteria. I think Patrick Dangerfield is a beautiful player and has been one consistently for many, many years, as was Gary Ablett Jr. But for sheer brilliance, I think Dustin surpasses them both. Maybe I'm biased, but that's my view.
Yeah, on the big stage. What's happening with Ross Lyon? He seems to cop some criticism.
It has just been huge in Melbourne this week, Stephen. I mean, people have smashed him, smashed his defensive tactics, said people are not going to go to St Kilda games. Their crowds are down, tiny crowd last week with that rather, disappointing win. I just think they missed the story. I think the story was the Gold Coast and how disappointing they were. And if you look at the numbers, I think Ross Lyon, I think Damien Hardwick is equally to blame. Ross has been very good on the spin, very good at defending himself, and I agree that they have not been great to watch over the last months, but I just think they're out of form. I think they're big forward, King's out of form. I think they've got a lot of problems. I don't think their list is particularly good. I think they overestimated their list when they employed Ross Lyon, and I know that he has a lot of media mates, and I know people like him and find him interesting, but I think the criticism is over the top. And when you win 2 games in a row, when you've been down in the dumps, I think you deserve a little bit of kudos, don't you?
Well, I think you do. He can certainly coach, no question about that. Caro, have a good Dusty 300. Thanks for your time. Speak next Thursday.
Thanks, boys. See you later.
Great work. Harvey Norman Clearance Centre. From cooking appliances to washing machines, dishwashers, TVs and more, there's new stock. It arrives weekly, all with manufacturer's warranties. Timmy G.
Yes.
Harvey Norman Clearance Centre. Name 1 Marion Road. Marion brings us Caroline Wilson.
Some good texts just quickly before the break. She was talking about the footy fixture here potentially in Adelaide in opening round. Someone's texted in saying footy doesn't get access to Adelaide Oval until the 15th of March. That's why it wouldn't work on Adelaide Cup Day. Access is the problem. Someone else has said, well, the Sandful should play Thursday night football when the AFL has stopped playing Thursday night football. That's a great suggestion, Bernie. So keep your texts coming in, 0448 08 1395. 5AA's Best of SA. It's all about celebrating and profiling the great brands of our state. It is tomorrow night at the Adelaide Oval, our Best of SA dinner. We want to give you 2 tickets and a $250 Care Alert package. We are getting around Care Alert today, 8223 0055 if you'd like to win that prize. Over 100,000 people enjoy peace of mind with Care Alert Smart Dialer. Care Alert are proudly South Australian. Let's check your traffic.
She's pretty slow going at Glander at the moment. A burst water main and new road plates are causing big delays. That's South Road near the Crossroad overpass. Also got a few delays of the burst water main at South Plimpton, Marion Road near Crossroad, and a broken down truck to look out for at Crafers West. It's on the freeway up track near the tunnels. Cameras Diagonal Road, Sturt, and Edward Streets at Melrose Park. Celebrate Attovation at BYD. Drive away the award-winning 2023 model BYD Atto 3 extended range from just $45,990. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. It's time to illuminate South Australia's best businesses. Unique brands all showcased in 5AA's Best of SA.
Maxima is an SA success story with over 39 years experience across Australia. Maxima can help you land your first job, start an apprenticeship or traineeship, make a career change, or if you're a business owner, they can recruit for you. Let Maxima help you reframe what's possible.
The Best of SA, thanks to major sponsor Maxima and Adelaide's 5AA.
If you need to fix your pipes, call Precise. Call Precise. If your toilet's blocking up, call Precise. Call Precise. If your lights aren't turning on, or your hot water is gone, or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise.
Precise Plumbing and Electrical. Call 1300 700 200. That's 1300 700 200. Precise Plumbing and Electrical. On time, on budget, on the job.
Or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Call Precise.
G'day, it's Rory Sloane. When you buy a Leader computer, you're buying a computer made in Adelaide. You're dealing with people that live in Adelaide. And when it comes to servicing or support, it all happens in Adelaide. Not overseas, not interstate. Leader don't have to send anything off for repair. They take care of everything here. So grow your business and get behind a Leader. Leader Computers, find your local dealer at leadersystems.com.au.
Now, Rowey, are you good to go?
For what?
Agostino, Mitsubishi is good to go. End of financial year event.
Now that's the one where they look after you with free on roads, including registration, stamp duty, CTP insurance, plus a $1,000 cash card on selected models.
How good's that? That's the one, mate, but you got to get in quick because you know what? This offer ends June 30.
So come and see the outstanding team. We love this mob at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth, or Agostino Mitsubishi, Mawson Lakes for the good to go end of financial year event. New car, excellent service. You won't be disappointed. Excludes dealer delivery.
Oh, I wish I hadn't forgotten my jumper. I'm freezing.
At Sip and Save, we want you to keep snug and enjoy life's adventures. That's why we're offering a chance to win one of 3 winter escapes valued at $10,000. Just purchase a specially marked Carlton Dry 24-pack for $51.99 and enter. Enjoy more toasty specials such as Wild Turkey 81 Proof Bourbon 700ml for $49.99. You can expect more from Sip and Save. More deals, more range, more service. Prices may vary in country areas. Terms and conditions apply.
Sip and Save.
There's more in store.
Hi, I'm Tim Angove from Supercraft Bedding. We're a small batch manufacturer of high quality mattresses, direct to public sales, but also commercial sales for government departments and defence use. We're more of a specialist manufacturer of mattresses. We decided to advertise on 5AA because they've got a very empowered and engaged audience, and we very much wanted to connect to that as our target market. The results were great and pretty much immediate. We realised people mentioning our ads, which was fun. It was a really funny ad that we had on at the time, and people loved to hear it and loved to have a chat and a joke about it when they came into the store.
To get your message out there and grow your business, visit 5AA.com.au and hit the Advertise With Us link for more information.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
28 after 5, Ollie Florent to join us very shortly from the Swans. And we've got Crows and Port Adelaide's teams less than half an hour away. Be with us at 5:50 when they drop. We are live at Adelaide Oval for Mark Mickens. Pedal to fight Parkinson's, and Timmy has got himself another rider.
Pedal to fight Parkinson's with the CEO of the SAMFL, Darren Chandler. And how you feeling, mate?
Oh, Timmy, I'm a bit puffed. I'm about halfway through and just starting to kick in.
Does the competitive juices come back or not?
Yeah, I think we're leading at the moment, the SAMFL. We've Robbie Neal got us off to absolute flyer at 12 o'clock. And I thought I'd just come in for a nice cruisy ride, but when Sean Tui handed over and we were in front, it sort of puts a bit of pressure on.
I think he did about 10k, didn't he?
I think he adjusted the time clock to make himself a little bit better, but the good thing is we've got the night shift coming on later on with Matty Doldick and Brenton Phillips coming to the middle of the night, so that'll be a bit of fun for him.
Tell me this, you're the CEO, so you obviously see the slots and who's got to go where. What did those two boys do wrong?
Well, Six was in charge of allocating, and he was pretty quick to get in early when he sent the form out. So last time we did this in 19, I think I rode around 2 a.m, 3 a.m, and I pulled rank this time. So
mate, that's the beauty of being the boss, isn't it?
That's right. But bloody great cause, and Mark Micken and all those people suffering from this debilitating disease. I can't even talk, I'm that tired. Just inspires us all to do our bit to help out and raise as much money as we can, and let's see if we can find a cure for this thing.
Well done, mate, and keep pedalling, mate. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, mate.
Beautiful stuff. Well, pedal to fight Parkinson's, and there he was, the great man himself, the CEO of the SANFL.
Well done, Timmy. Pedal to fight Parkinson's.com.au. We're up over 90,000. Want to hit to 100,000. To all the teams, thank you to the Research Foundation and all the people that have done that. Fantastic. Before we go to a break, we've got a couple of unique home-style food text on. Why all the music during the interview with Caro? You guys are amateur hour. We are live at Adelaide Oval. There are 15 teams riding for Parkinson's to raise $100,000 for a dear mate of all of ours in the sample. His name is Mark Micken, who suffers from Parkinson's. We need to get a cure. We need research. We need funds, and that's why we're here. So it's not amateur hour. I'm sorry about that, but that's all you have to it. 3 Norm Smith says Dusty should get a statue. Yeah, I think so. No one will ever do 3 Norm Smiths.
No, and I think the punt robe was a good suggestion.
Yeah, put it in the punt
great
robe.
spot for
Done.
it. And just before we go to the headlines, how good's this story? We've just been told by the Hospital Research Foundation organisers that a 5AA listener called Stephanie has been listening to us on 5AA this afternoon. She's actually been staying at the Adelaide Oval Hotel.
Oh, cool.
And so she's here overnight.
That's
And she
lovely.
went, well, why don't I just come down to where you guys are? And she's decided to sign up to ride for this fantastic
At 9
cause
o'clock
today.
tomorrow on the community bike.
How good is that?
Oh, good on you, Steph.
So we love that. Well done to
Steph.
Stephanie. Thank you for
Early to
taking
bed,
part.
Steph. Don't go to that bespoke restaurant and fill your boots up.
Well, it is nice.
Go and grab
Well,
a
it
Gatorade
is.
instead of a
Yeah.
champagne. It is time for the headlines.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good evening, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. The trial of a South Australian man facing serious drug charges has started in Bali today. An 80-year-old man has serious injuries after being knocked off his gopher at Smithfield. The nation's unemployment rate has fallen to 4%, down from last month's 4.1. And in sport, as expected, it's season over for Melbourne's Christian Petrarca. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Copper is critical to the energy transition, and the responsible production of SA copper is happening now at BHP.
Martin got a nasty crash causing really big delays at the moment. Lower Port Rush Road near Paynham Road. Broken down truck causing delays at Crayfords West. It's on the up track near the tunnels. Heavy delays outbound. And Glandora burst water main and new road plates causing really big delays south road to the Crossroad overpass. Cameras 5 Ash Drive, Pasadena, and Glen Osmond Road at Glen Osmond. Drive away the NY22 MG3 with free sports pack from $17,990. Only at Hamilton MG, Brighton and Ranella. T's and C's apply. LVD 3600. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast: rain tonight down to 10, rain tomorrow 18. Right now it's 16 degrees. We'll have more news at 6 and as it happens on 5AA.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
The Premier of South Australia, Peter Malinowskis.
Do you have a message for John Setka with his sabre rattling about AFL-backed construction projects?
It's just nonsense. It's just got to get done. We've been working hard to make sure local council doesn't impede it more than they already have.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
On Stacey Lee's program yesterday afternoon, you explicitly ruled out any desire for him to intervene in the Thebarton project.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Trumpets, please.
The trumpets are sounding the final call for the Edwardstown Mazda end of financial year sale. Get our lowest ever drive-away offers, huge Mazda factory bonuses, plus an extra $2,000 trade-in bonus. And $1,000 in Edwardstown Mazda credit to spend however you'd like. The finale is fast approaching. Hurry, sale ends June 30.
It's gotta be
Edwardstown Mazda, the #1 destination for Mazda in SA.
Doing your bit for our planet is easy. Drink Fluorio milk, now available in a glass bottle. No plastic, no waste. Fluorio Milk Company is proud to bring back milk in a glass bottle. It's easy. Look for milk refill stations in your supermarket, purchase your own glass bottle, fill it with amazing Fluorio milk, take it home, drink it, wash it and bring it back to use again. No plastic, no waste. Visit fluoriomilkco.com.au for locations.
Nobody knows paint like Crowies, and I should know because I was a painter. Here's the thing you're going to love about your local Crowie stores. They have all the answers. So it doesn't matter what you're painting or staining, they can help. They like to ask questions, which I like as well. What are you painting? I don't know, a door, a wall, a house, a chair. Go to your Crowies local store and they'll give you all the answers to everything, how you got to do it. Is it timber? Is it metal? Is it tiles? Is it steel? Doesn't matter. Whatever you are painting, they can help. They being Crowies. Love them. You'll love their prices too. And remember, Crowies only sell premium quality paint. So visit crowiespaints.com.au for a store near you.
Were you a fan of the Beach Boys, Frankie Valli, the Bee Gees, Peter, Paul and Mary, or the Monkees? Don't miss the all-new Robertson Brothers 1960s variety TV show with special guest star Simon Brooke McLaughlin from the Jersey Boys. It's just like a real variety TV show from the 1960s. The Robertson Brothers 1960s Variety TV Show. Tickets from the venue.
Her Majesty's Theatre, Adelaide, Thursday, June 27.
I now pronounce us starving. Let's go.
Caught the bouquet but missed the meal? Share the love and shout the whole table KFC's 20 for 20. 10 mouth-watering original tenders and 10 nuggets for just $20. It's a great shout.
Not everywhere and not forever. Pick up only.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the FIVEAA Sports Show.
24 minutes to 6, we're live at Adelaide Oval for Mark Mickens' pedal to fight Parkinson's. Stix Phillips is going to join us here live very shortly. He's getting involved in this event. And Crows and Ports teams are going to drop. We'll have them here first when they land at 5:50.
Sydney come to town Saturday night. They are 11 wins, 1 loss. They're at the top of their game, bit like our next guest, Ollie Florent. Ollie, welcome.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for your time. You guys are flying.
Just like a swan.
I don't know what to say to that, but I guess we're just trying to build a good sort of block over the next little bit, just coming fresh off a bye, so ready for the second half of the year.
Has your team's form surprised you? That might sound like a dumb question, but has it?
It's I don't know. I think every week we expect to win. It's always a disappointment when we don't, but to have sort of 11 and 1 at this point of the year is obviously a good effort. But yeah, I think we're just really gaining confidence off playing our system, and we're all sort of getting a bit older and a little bit more mature, which is nice, and building nicely.
Yeah, I feel like that midfield is growing together, the continuity of it. The thing that it's amazing me with it, how do the midfielders or the midfield coach get the right minutes into the right guys at the right time in the game? You've got about 10 that can go through there.
Yeah, I think it's just a really selfless group. We're not really fighting about who goes in the midfield. We're always well, I don't play in the midfield, but the boys are always swapping and just trying to do what's best for their teammate and giving each other even minutes, which is, I think, one of our big strengths. Obviously, when we've got a lot of guys who can roll through there and who are willing to play a bit more forward minutes as well, which is great.
Hey, Ollie, gee, you can get a run on when you want to. You've had 6 goal runs 8 times this year already out of the 12 games. How's that? When you really want to put the foot down, momentum. You can do it.
Yeah, I think, we're very capable of putting some goals on the board pretty quickly, which is exciting. Hopefully do that at the start of games rather than later. It seems like we're sort of catching up in those periods. But it's obviously just a thing that comes off the back of our defense, and then our sort of goal kickers come into play.
A lot of people say that the health of a list is important to see how far and deep you can run into a final series. You guys so far have only used the 27 players. That is the fewest in the competition. It's healthy.
Touch wood. Yeah, I think we're just, I don't know. I don't really know what to say to that. We've actually got a really good sort of program at the minute at the Swans, and we're pretty on top of all the recovery aspect, and that's pretty important in our rules. Obviously, at our club, but we've just moved into the new facilities a couple of years ago, and just having those recovery facilities full time for the boys to use whenever they feel is very beneficial.
Do you know what gives me the earth of kits about your club, Ollie? You seem to get the player that we want all the time. How did you land Brodie Grundy, and how has he added to that team this year?
Yeah, he's been a massive recruit. Pardon the pun, but he's been just fit in so nicely. He's such a great guy and a great character. I actually live next to him, which is awesome. Him and his partner. But yeah, he just brought that I guess big boy toughness to our midfield, and he's basically an extra midfielder the way he sort of runs around and competes. So yeah, the boys will love playing with him.
Okay, scouting the Crows, you come to their patch. They play well at home. They love the big crowd. They're reeling at the moment. Their last 2 weeks, not good. They've got 5 changes. Scouting them, what do you expect?
Yeah, we expect a big game. They always sort of have close ones against them, especially last year. I think they're top 4 in a lot of areas around the ground, and I know certainly we've been doing a lot of work into preparing for them today at training, and going into tomorrow is just flying over, do our homework and stuff. But yeah, we're expecting a big clash.
Well, as long as the goal umpires make the right call, we should be right, I reckon, Ollie.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully it doesn't get too close, but...
I was going to say, the game's changed in 20 years. You're a medium defender. You're 184. Last night, we interviewed Leo Barry. He played key back, 184 centimetres.
Yeah,
Can you believe
so
that?
Yeah, far out, yeah.
That's
incredible. I was thinking that when I walked next to Leo a few times, and I'm like, far out. You just play a lot bigger than you are, but yeah, he's a tough guy.
Unbelievable. Hey, mate, just on the, I suppose, the lifestyle side, I noticed you and Will, you're in business together. I think you called him the biggest social media nuffy at the club, which you must be mates when you can say that. But you're in that doozy business together, the seltzer. We interviewed Will.
Yes, we did.
About a couple of weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting. I think sort of a few years ago, I wanted to go into business and do something, and just, I guess, have a sort of a little crack at something off field, and keeping us busy in our time off. It's sort of, we've been launching a couple of new exciting things and flavours, and get down to your local Dan's and BWS.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't have a crack at you after you celebrated perhaps a little prematurely last year against Port when you had the big shot at goal.
Hello, Ollie.
As mates, I would expect he would have given you one for that.
I've caught my fair share, which is fair enough. I would have given it as well. So,
geez, it looked in though, didn't it? It did look in.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, fair enough. Too.
Good man.
There was a serious wind. Oh, the wind was a joke.
Somebody opened the door on the stand.
Kick 30 metres, surely. People don't think I can't kick 30 metres. I'd like to put someone in front of it.
Oh, well, mate, it's your 8th season, 122 games. We love how you go about it. Sydney are just a great team to watch. They average 10 goals from turnovers. You just go at the opposition. I hope you don't do it long enough this week, because my team's the Crows, Ollie. But, mate, welcome to town and all the best, and thanks for your time.
Yeah, it should be good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for having me, guys.
Great no worries, Ollie.
Ollie Florent there. They're a great team to watch. That midfield.
Watched a little social media thing that they did, him and Will Hayward, and they walking their dogs. Terrific. I think, when you you get that opportunity just to bond and take it easy. And Sydney's such a good town for it. I think you don't have that scrutiny of Melbourne or even here in Adelaide with the two teams.
They never lose players they want to keep, and they get players that no one else can get.
Geez, they're flying.
I hate Sydney. Ollie Florent, our guest.
It is currently 16-6. We're going to get the team for that game very shortly. Tex Walker, the reports are, won't be playing. And Brodie Smith has been dropped, according to some reports earlier today. So we'll find out in a few minutes. And for Port fans, Charlie Dixon has reportedly been dropped as well. So that will be landing in about 6 minutes.
Okay, lines available. Have your say. Who's that? I can't
That's
even
Eric.
read that.
Eric. G'day, Eric.
Eric,
Evening, guys. Hey, Rowey, how's your start in the US Open going to be, mate? The way you tee it off, he's bigger than Boston DeChambeau. Look, mate, if you actually thought Adelaide was going to be a serious chance last week, you know me, I've called up for years. But that was the worst forward line Adelaide has ever put on a park, I think, in their entire history. There's only two players that I would actually keep in the forward line, which is Fogarty and Rochelle. So it's obviously a list management issue, besides the fact that we also had every player that could have backed up a forward that had gone out has also got an injury. So it was a terrible place for Adelaide to be in with all the forwards that we, Gallant, Riley Philthorpe, you've got even Elliot Himmelberg would have been better in had we had those players out. But the truth is the list management has to get some good key forward in, and another, obviously, speedy midfielder. But here's a tip for you. I reckon Ned McHenry, he has got to become our Zach Butters. He has the speed. He has the ability to go in the midfield. Stop trying to block and be all of this. Get the ball, mate, because you've got some talent, and start to do something in that. And then the list management's got to do the rest on top of that.
Yeah, well done, Eric. There's a few gaps to fill and starts this year, I guess. Hello, Mark.
Yeah, hi guys. Just relating to your discussion about David King's comments earlier this afternoon, you were discussing, the scenario of what's coming up with Port and the draw and who they can beat and who they can't beat. I don't know about you guys. I chat to quite a few Port supporters, and we seem to think that it doesn't really matter until if we get to preliminary final week. Because we've seen that same movie so many times before, that, discussing who we're going to beat, who we're not going to beat, for us, it's like, we've had so many chances over the last 10 or so years that we've just haven't measured up. And nothing really matters till we get to that point. It's just you sense it in the crowd. I don't think I've sensed a more disengaged Port supporter, a Port crowd as I have in the last couple of years.
No, Mark, I think you're exactly right. We've spoken about it several pre-games, just the Port people just not having the trust factor anymore. And that's been eroded through having those losses in those really integral games that they need to win. So I think we're all, as Port supporters, a bit in that boat where we know that these are important games we have to win to give ourselves that opportunity again, but the trust has to be won in finals.
Yeah.
I think Mark makes a valid point.
It is a very fair point. Your calls, keep them coming.
5223
0000. I like your thinking.
I'm nominating
him. We will do that. It's time for Crows and Port Adelaide's teams to drop on the other side of this ad break, so stay tuned. Some big ones to land for round 14. Let's check your roads.
Crash causing big delays at Martin at the moment. Lower Port Rice Road near Paynham Road. Broken down truck causing headaches at Crafers West. Freeway up track near the tunnels. And at Glandal, that burst 101 still causing delays with new road plates. She is super slow. South Road near the Crossroad overpass. Cameras this afternoon. Ocean Boulevard, Seacliff Park and Old Balea Road at Mitcham. Secure a great deal and range of Nissan models this end of financial year. Hurry, offers end June 30. Search Nissan offers, T's and C's apply. Approved applicants of Nissan Financial Services only. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
NRG Solar knows that solar isn't just about panels. It's about future-proofing. Start your journey to self-sufficiency today. Be the visionary. Take charge. NRG Solar's new warehouse is fully stocked with a stunning range of wholesale solar and battery equipment. See it for yourself. Discover the power of solar at NRG Solar. Call 1300 858 160 or visit nrgsolar.com.au and make tomorrow brighter. That's nrgsolar.com.au.
Don't miss your chance to grab a run-out deal at Formula Honda. Enjoy run-out prices on the Honda HR-V while stocks last. An effortlessly stylish, next-generation hybrid with intuitive safety technology from just $43,900. Plus, score a deal on the iconic Honda Accord with a 7-year warranty, 7 years roadside assist, and 5 standard low-price services. Run into Formula Honda while the run-out deals last. Glen Osmond Road, Glen Osmond, or North East Road, Modbury.
When it comes to suits, big brands are important, but what's more important is how you look and how you feel.
Spot on. Ignition for Men. Went there the other day again. It's just so good.
How good is it?
Oh, I'm going again.
Yeah.
I just can't wait. Actually, we're booked in to make sure we get all the little
fittings,
and our photos too. So Adelaide's home of Armani, Canali, Zegna. They offer impeccable range of suits, all by leading Italian brands. But most importantly, they make them fit perfect. And they could do this because they're tailors, mate. They're the real deal.
Loved it. So from comfortable everyday office suits by Gibson and Joe Black to dinner dress attire, wedding and all occasion suits, the range, the style, the service at Ignition for Men is tailored to make you look and feel your best. There's nothing like it.
Correct. And also their casual wear is amazing. They've got brands like EA7, Replay, Hugo Boss, Karl Lagerfeld and more. So jump online, take a look at ignitionformen.com.au. But if you really want the experience, go into 54 Paynham Road, Stepney.
When you're a market-leading builder like Regent Homes, you never rest on your laurels. It's why Regent Homes is South Australia's only builder offering 3D virtual reality technology in their Envision Design Studio. At your first design meeting, you'll walk through your home in virtual reality. It's a wow moment, enriching your experience so you can make the right design choices from the start. Regent Homes, innovative design, elevated living. Visit regenthomes.com.au.
It's Milton from Vidoulis Garden Centre. After 64 years, Vidoulis Garden Centre is closing its doors. With huge savings on all stock, now is the best time to come in and grab a bargain. Plants, pots, fertilisers and tools, gifts, homewares and outdoor furniture. It's all got to go. First in, best dressed. Vidoulis Garden Centre's closing down sale. On now while stocks last. Main North Road, Gawler, opposite the racecourse.
Feel good health catch on with Bupa. Get up to 12 weeks free when you join on eligible products. T's and C's apply. For award-winning health insurance, search Bupa 12 weeks free.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
8 to 6, we're live at Adelaide Oval. Very soon we'll give you the chance to win that very last Ben Motorsport Park Ultimate Drive experience, all thanks to Shell V-Power Motorsport Park, the home of the motorsport entertainment, from thrilling hot laps and driving experiences to international events. Stay tuned for that. Teams have dropped for Crows and Port Adelaide. Who have we got?
Yeah, so no Walker. Timmy, you were right. He's still injured. No risk there. No Riley O'Brien. No Luke Pedler there, the nose. Laird has been named, although he walked off with a sore knee. So the outs are B. Smith, Burgess from the forward line, and our boy Ned McHenry in Nick Murray. Well done, Nick. 12 months rehab, ACL, he's back, is just outstanding. Isaac Rankin comes in, and they were pretty keen to get Cook back in there. The good news, I think, is Dowling's named in the extended...
He's named on the 22.
On the transfer, which means he won't be the sub. Because I did say yesterday, if they make him sub this week, I was going to what?
Spew up.
Spew up. And I'm sick of spewing up. So I don't have to, as we welcome our... Oh, hang on, we've got to get
Port
Adelaide.
Just for
Sorry,
Port Adelaide, they got a squad, of course, because they're not playing till Sunday. But Rosie, Dylan Williams, Ollie Lord, Will Lorenz yet to make his debut, Vicentini, Narkle in that squad. But out for certain are Ryan Burton, injured, Jeremy Finlayson and Charlie Dixon, both omitted.
Wow.
Well, we are here for Mark Mickens' Pedal, the Fight Parkinson's event. We have got Team Sample. I think at about 1 o'clock this morning, our talent manager for the Sample, Brenton Phillips, might be on a break. Sticks, welcome.
Thanks a lot, Rowie.
What time are you on?
Oh, I got the 3 a.m. shift.
I just spoke to the boss about that, and he said somehow he said, I got the 2 a.m. shift last year, and he said, I saw Sticks doing the roster and I got in early. I said, no, you're not. I'm doing the early one.
The way I looked at it this way. It's a nod to the past because my association with Mark Micken was in Brisbane Bears.
First year, 1987.
We didn't win a lot of games, but at 3 a.m. in the morning, we
Some
were
of your
at
best
our best.
work.
We're at our best. So it's a nod to the past.
That is brilliant, Sticks. I love the way you think. That is outstanding. Those early years must have been hilarious. I mean, I knew Benny Harris and Marty Leslie and, of course, Choco that all went up there in that first year. Now, Choco wouldn't have been probably around that time, but I'm pretty sure the other two might have been with you.
Yeah, there was a few. Benny Harris was
one of the
always
best.
Remember him. He said he rolled an ankle, and nights he said to him, he said, look, Benny, make sure you get plenty of ice on it. And he looked across the me and he said, Sticks, that'll have a shitload of bourbon in it.
Oh, beautiful. Hey, we're here to talk about our SA under-18 team, defeated by Vic Country, very close.
Yeah, look, week before we played
the Allies.
Yes. We were very good against the Allies, beat them by 12 points. Went across to Melbourne, always difficult, 18-year-olds travelling. Learning the ropes of going and travelling and through airports and into motels and onto buses and so forth. So anyway, long story short, we let them get away from us in the first quarter. The last 2 goals of the first quarter I thought really hurt us. Fought our way back into the game. They got away from us again. Fought our way back, hit the front.
Yeah.
And then
kicked 4 in a row or something.
Yeah, then unfortunately they got us in the end by 8 points. So it was a really good national game of football at that age group. Gee, they just get better and better each year. I'll watch it. They get bigger, they get stronger.
Yeah.
The ball movement's unbelievable.
They're well prepared, yeah. Let's go through some individuals. I'll start from my selfish needs of the Crows. Tyler Welsh.
He was outstanding. Struggled probably in the first quarter to really get impact into the game, and then he just injected himself in the game in the second half and took some really great contested lead-up marks. Kicked 4. Probably at the end of I reckon he kicked 4-2. Could have got 6 for the day. Got a lot of looks at the ball. So his set shots from distance is really good. 35 to 50 out, just nailed everything.
Put them through. So that's father-son Crow, so that's a good one. Pretty impressed with Alex Dobson, the big fella, the ruckman.
Yeah, just on the back of, I reckon he's probably played, I'd say, a handful of games over a 2-year period.
He's basketball.
He's an elite basketballer. He's been involved in a lot of the AIS basketball programs. In fact, he didn't play in game 1 because he had a championships, or he had something in Canberra that he had to attend.
Wow.
So away he went to that. We brought him back into this game, and he didn't miss a beat. Like, he was the most dominant big man on the ground. Ability to read it around the ground, work his way under a ball and take a really good overhead catch. So he's developing nicely. 202 centimetres, moves around quite nicely. So he's a pretty exciting prospect.
They do build them bigger, don't they, Sticks? So, we were talking to Ollie Florent from Sydney, and he's 184. We're talking to Leo Barry the day before. He's 184, and he was standing the monsters. It's a bigger game, isn't it? It
is. They are big men. You know, like when you start talking Bontempellis and these blokes running around at 196, 197, playing midfield. Yeah, midfield. So they're actually midfielders, big, strong midfielders, and that's what we're looking for. We actually had a program we brought in this year, was our academy.
Yeah.
So we took them through from December last year through to February.
I heard that worked well.
The emphasis was on strength and conditioning. So we had them in gyms, and we've actually seen a really good size increase in our players.
Yeah.
So hopefully that holds them in good stead if they get into the AFL system.
Sid Draper?
He's
been a bit slow because he's had shin splints.
Shin splints early, so he didn't play a lot of early games of Sanford footy. Brought him in, he's really good. I liken him to a Connor Rose. He's got really fast feet, gets through contests really nicely, comes out the front end with a bit of speed.
Wow.
So Crows can get like. Alex Dobson, Tyler Welsh, and Sid Draper. Thank you very much. The Camprielli brothers. We just had the twins. We got a text through.
Yeah, look, they're both going really well. Ben was pretty good on the weekend. Lucas didn't find as much ball as he did in the Allies game. but they're both father-sons, obviously, through to Carlton.
Yeah.
But they're going really nicely.
Well done.
They find plenty of the footy.
Sticks, go and have a
Well
sleep,
done,
mate.
Sticks.
You've got to get on that bike at 2 a.m, mate. So, memories.
Memories. Look forward to it.
Good luck, FIVEAA at
The Adrenaline
Alberton
nightclub.
on
Sunday morning.
Sunday. Well done, Sticks.
10 o'clock, Fox Footy.
Fox Footy, well done.
Get on it. Make sure you're watching and supporting our
Thanks,
state. It is 1 minute to 6 time for the news. Jack O'Loughlin, who's doing some amazing things over in the MLB in the United States, to join us after the break.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
CMAX Clinical Research is investigating a potential treatment to help millions of people affected by autoimmune conditions. But we can't do this alone. We need proud South Australians like you to join us and make a difference. If you're aged 18 to 55 and have no significant health concerns, you may be eligible. Once you complete the trial, you'll be paid for your time. Ready to help advance tomorrow's healthcare? Visit cmax.com.au today. That's cmax.com.au.
G'day, it's Rory Sloan. Good leaders always look to support local, like Leader Computers, Australia's largest Australian-owned PC manufacturer, based right here in South Australia. Having a world-class manufacturer of computers is a big win for our state, providing jobs and local support you simply can't get from overseas companies. For the latest Intel and Microsoft-based computers at great pricing with the huge benefit of local support, find your local dealer at leadersystems.com.au.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Rain tonight down to 10, rain tomorrow 18. With the 6 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher. The federal opposition says many Australians are being forced to take on extra work to make ends meet. New figures show nearly 40,000 jobs were created last month, pushing the unemployment rate down slightly to 4%. But the number of hours worked has also dropped as businesses feel the pinch. Shadow Workplace Minister Michaelia Cash says many households are under the pump.
What the figures today show, and in particular the trend figures, they cannot mask the pain that Australians are feeling because of the cost of living crisis. More and more Australians are having to take on an additional job just to make ends meet.
The trial of South Australian man Troy Smith is now underway in Denpasar. The 49-year-old could be jailed for up to 12 years after meth was allegedly found in his Bali hotel room. He could also face a fine of almost $750,000 Australian. Donations and gifts to political parties, MPs and candidates will be banned if the SA Premier gets his way. The Electoral Amendment Bill to be put before Parliament will outlaw the practice with prison terms and hefty fines imposed for breaches. It was a promise made before the election to get money out of politics. Professor Clem McIntyre from the Uni of Adelaide says in principle it's a good idea, but there are some grey areas.
While we want a level playing field, we don't want to exclude new players. So if I'm a registered party, then I'm entitled to some public support, as I understand it from the proposed legislation. But if you're starting a new party and trying to find some candidates and so on what basis do you expect a public donation? There's a whole series of questions there.
Adelaide has made a list of the most unaffordable cities in the world when it comes to buying a house. The Demographia International Housing Affordability Report looks at the ability of median-income households to purchase median-priced homes. It has us sitting in 9th position. Hong Kong, Sydney and Vancouver top the list. Australia's migration rules are being further tightened to crack down on so-called visa hopping. From next month, people already in the country on visitor and temporary graduate visas will no longer be allowed to apply for a student visa. The federal government argues the current system is being exploited by people trying to stay in Australia. But the Prime Minister insists genuine international students will still be welcome.
Foreign students will continue to play an important role. It's an important export for Australia, and it's good for our economy, it's good for our universities, but it's also good for our international standing.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Charge at home and you're free to roam. Visit bcevchargers.com.au.
Tex Walker won't play for Adelaide this weekend. The Crow will miss another week with a back injury. But the club have named Nick Murray, Isaac Rankin and Braden Cook for the game against Sydney on Saturday. Brodie Smith, Chris Burgess and Ned McHenry have been omitted. Connor Rowey and Ollie Lord have been named in Port's extended squad ahead of Sunday's game against GWS. Charlie Dixon and Jeremy Finlayson have both been omitted from the team, while Ryan Burton won't play due to a foot injury. Dylan Williams, Will Lorenz, Dante Vicentini and Quinton Narkle have been added to the prelim side, with all 4 players named on the extended bench. Meantime, Lions coach Chris Fagan says St Kilda will give his side a challenge in their clash at the Gabba tomorrow night.
Yeah, winning's always good, and they've had a couple in a row, which is would give their group confidence. They play a particular way, and we play a particular way, so it'll be good to see tomorrow night which style comes out on top.
And the US Open tees off tonight with 6 Aussies set to take part. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Copper is critical to the energy transition, and the responsible production of SA copper is happening now at BHP.
So you've got some big delays at Glandore with the worst water main and new road plates in use there. Causing delays on South Road near the Crossroad overpass. Crash also causing delays at Martin Lower Port Roast Road near Paynham Road. And a broken down track at Crafers West, the freeway up track near the tunnels. Got a camera to look out for Raglan Avenue at Edwardstown. Get your prescriptions at Chemist Warehouse and save more money every year. Find out how much you'll save in-store or online. Chemist Warehouse, discounting prescriptions every day. Adelaide's most accurate traffic guide, 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 10 tonight, rain tomorrow 18, Saturday a shower or 2 16, Sunday partly cloudy 17. Right now it's 15 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thank you, I'm Brenton Branglis. Tonight, a Ross Trevor teen has told of how he fought off a violent carjacker. A brave neighbour and solo police officer rescued a 90-year-old woman from her burning Semaphore South home. Plus, SA man Troy Smith has gone on trial in Bali, facing 12 years prison for drug possession. Don't worry, you haven't missed the news. Start over on 9 now as soon as you're home.
Guessing your pick from a deck of cards is tricky. Awkward social situations, also tricky. Finding the perfect Volkswagen? Easy at Mawson Leaks Volkswagen's end of financial year sale. You can get first pick on a massive range of new and demo Volkswagens available for delivery right now. Loads of colours, loads of options, on-site finance and next day servicing. Easy, just get in before June 30. Mawson Leaks Volkswagen, just a short drive from the city.
Beechwood Homes, Adelaide's leading bespoke home builder. They're celebrating 35 years. Now, over that time, they've helped many hundreds of people realise their dream of building a home exactly how they envisage it. Not a cookie cut, not a planned house, one they design. That's the wonderful thing about building with Beechwood, I know, because we've done that. There's no set plans, there's no set rules. It all starts with a pen and a paper, a couple of ideas, just like it did 35 years ago. And they got the best trades too. Unbelievable. Under construction right now is another Beechwood Home masterclass, well, a masterpiece, I'll call it, at Beechwood Park. Breathtaking new display home. It'll have a showcase of Beechwood's dedication to the cutting-edge design, craftsmanship and innovation that stands them apart. They truly are the best. Well, yeah, they are. If you can dream it, Beechwood Homes can build it. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home.
In an idyllic surf town, a devoted mother is leaving her husband, but she vanishes without a trace. Bronwyn is a cold case investigative podcast by me, Hedley Thomas. Visit bronwynpodcast.com.
Setting the agenda for South Australia. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Welcome back. It is 7 minutes after 6. Of course, teams have just dropped for the Crows and Port Adelaide. And we have 3 changes for the Crows for their game against the Swans. Rankin returns, Nick Murray and Braden Cook coming out of the side. Brodie Smith's been dropped, Chris Burgess, and we have Ned McHenry out of the side also. Port Adelaide have named a squad for their game against the Giants. Rowey returns, Ollie Lord's into the team as well. Coming out, Dixon, Finlayson and Burton. 3 big outs there for the Power. We'll get their full team tomorrow at 4:30 here on 5AA. But right now, for Parafield Airport Liquor, home of the hardest to find wines, beers and spirits, life's better with your pals.
Well, South Aussies, they're on the world stage.
Not
Again, our pitcher, Jack O'Loughlin. Now, he plays for the Oakland Athletics. He's only the 38th Major League Baseballer in the history of Major League Baseball. I mean, that's a rare number.
That's an Aussie.
Yeah. well, yeah. But it's an awesome achievement. That's why we got
Absolutely.
Jack on the line. He's in California. Jack, congratulations, mate.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
Now, tell us about it, how the opportunity come. I know you had a few pitchers out injured, but on debut you had 3 shutout innings. You'd be bloody wrapped with that, wouldn't you?
I was. It was something that you could only dream of, and then to go out there and have 3 good innings to go on top of that was just an unbelievable experience.
You've been grafting away for a while. We loved you over here with the 2 titles. We've followed you with interest because, you know, you're Jack O'Loughlin and you're over there now with our man Meaty. How did it come about? Did you know the night, the day before? Were you prepared? I know you had some injuries. How did you find out?
So it all started, obviously, back in 2016 when I first signed. That was where the journey began. And then late last year, I signed a new contract with Oakland, which is when they gave me the opportunity to be a part of their organization. And then I finally got a call from Oakland, from my manager, who told me that I was going to the big leagues. And it was just the right place at the right time. We had some injuries and we needed some arms available, and I was in the right spot at the right time.
You went through the Detroit Tigers sort of farm system, and that obviously gets eyes on you as well. And is it the fact that you're a left-hander that also impressed them?
It definitely does help, that's for sure. Baseball do really like their lefties.
Yeah. Your journey's quite an amazing one because a lot of people might not know. You started at one of Australia's smallest clubs, Playford, and you've built your way through the system.
I did.
Yeah, and to play for the Giants, Australia, now in the Major League Baseball, it's quite a journey. Do you pinch yourself, Jack, and go, wow, this is amazing?
It was one of those things that, so when I first got called up, I didn't pitch for a day.
Yeah.
And it almost didn't set in until I finally had to go out there and pitch.
Where do you feel the pressure the most? Because I was just thinking to myself, you pitch for the Giants in, championship games.
2 championships.
Australia, and you stand on the mound for Oakland Athletics. Are they different pressures?
They are. I think the biggest pressure is kind of the internal one of knowing where you are.
Right.
Like, it's that dream that you dream to play for your country and you dream to play the highest level in your country. But when it comes down to you dream about playing at the highest level of baseball. So when it comes down to that part of the game is when you start to realize, like, the guys you're playing against right now and with the guys that you've grown up and watched on TV and you've seen them play before, like, you know that they are Major League Baseball players. And being able to go out there and play on the same field is where it really, really, really starts to get to you.
Okay, you're on the mound. You're the 38th Major League Baseballer. You're a pitcher. You're from South Australia. Some roosters holding a bat down the other end from Houston. What was the first knuckleball like? What was the first? What was that first cod? Did it come out sweet as a nut, Jack?
It was. I said to myself that I was not going to walk him. So I was like, I'm attacking this guy no matter what.
So what's worse, walking him or getting hit out the park?
Neither are good, but I at least wanted to give myself a chance to get an out.
Okay, so your keeper's behind. He's put 2 fingers down or 1 up or whatever the signal is. How many times you go, nah? Did you roll your own arm?
Not a single time. Good. I listened to everything they wanted.
Yeah. Good boy, Jack. So what's your best cod?
Oh, it's kind of an overall mix.
Okay.
Being able to being able to throw everything I have for strikes.
Yeah, okay.
And where I kind of, in the area that I'm trying to throw it is definitely kind of my thing.
Yeah. Do you know why I love this interview, Jack? Not only are you South Australian, how many other Major League Baseball pitchers would have understood that question?
Yeah, the cod.
What's your best cod?
Because it
What's
is a
your best
pitch.
cherry? What is your best nut, Jack O'Loughlin?
That's very cricket.
What is your
terms.
best seed?
Yeah.
Probably, here? Probably none.
There you go.
Hey, Jack, everybody's got a pre-game ritual. You know, a lot of sports people do different things and have, you know, little superstitions and the like. I believe your pre-game, you do yoga. Is that true?
I do. I do quite a bit of yoga throughout my day.
Yeah. And
always
that
trying
helps.
to be, it does. Just always trying to feel good.
Right.
Doing whatever I can to the body to feel good is always kind of been my thing.
Because yoga's like great
That's
for your
hard.
flexibility, but also just controlling your mindset, isn't it?
It does. It definitely helps calm you down.
Oh, good.
Calm you down, allow you to focus, like takes your mind off what's in front of you, and more so allows you to be in the moment, what you're doing right there and then, and just takes your focus off of everything else that's going on.
I did it once. I couldn't walk for 3 weeks.
he obviously did it wrong. Hey, Jack, I was going to say, like, will we see you again? Will you come back down under?
I'll definitely be home. I love it. I love it at home, and my family and friends are at home, so I'll always come home.
Yeah, good man. When are they going to pick you again, Jack?
Hopefully in the next couple of days is the plan.
Awesome. Great.
We'll, it's whenever I'm needed.
So what do? You just wait? I know you're training. I know you live in California. Yeah. So it's just a waiting game.
You go to the field, you do everything, you work out, you do your stuff that you need to do every day, and then everyone's just like, all the guys that are available are in the bullpen.
Fantastic.
And it's just one step at a time, and depending how the game is going, is we'll see who goes into the game.
Yep, such a team game that, then such a big squad that's got to put it together. Did I read your franchise is moving to Las Vegas?
They are.
Whoa!
Oh,
hey!
That is the goal, I believe, for them. Is to be there by 2028 or 2029 or something.
Okay.
Gee whiz.
Yeah. We'll put it on 14 red. That always works for me at the roulette.
Keep pitching.
Jack, you've done us proud, mate. You're such a humble champion. We've watched you with interest from afar. Thanks for picking up the phone. I know you have a busy schedule training and that. You just lost to the Mariners 4-3 at home, so I know you've been watching that, mate. Thanks for your time. All the best. Let's keep in touch, and we can't wait for you to see you play your next MLB for the great Oakland Athletics, mate. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well done. Another South Australian.
Absolutely brilliant.
Batting
isn't
above
it?
our weight, lefty.
Yeah.
Playing
Curtis
in the Major
Mead we
League.
spoke to last
That's
year.
exactly right, yeah. I think they're good mates.
Yeah.
Well, they would be. They're from
Why
South
wouldn't they be?
Australia.
Exactly.
Our special guest, Jack O'Loughlin.
Yep, and he's one of our pals. When you're after that special drop, trust your pals to have it. Parafield Airport Liquor, home of the hardest to find wines, beers and spirits. Life is better with your pals. We want to find South Australia's biggest rev head. We have the ultimate prize to give away to one who wants to get along to the Bend Motorsport Park with the ultimate driving experience. Have a look at this. The prize includes driving in a Mustang out there at the Bend. You can drive as well a Commodore race car, which would just be insane. A Clubman Motorcana style on the skid pan. That'll be a lot of fun getting around out
the
there.
skid pan.
And then we'll chuck you on the go-karts as well. This is the ultimate driving experience. 82230055. Call in now and tell us why you are SA's biggest rev head. It's all thanks to Shell V-Power Motorsport Park, home of the motorsport entertainment, from thrilling hot laps and driving experiences to international events. It's 17 after 6.
The FIVEAA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Treadway, second chance, goal!
Port Adelaide straight shooter Warren Treadway talks footy with Rowey and Timmy every Friday thanks to Ignition for Men. For top brand tailored fitted men's suits and casual wear, see Ignition for Men, 54 Paynham Road, Stepney.
At Newnham, well-being starts with bigger blocks in the beautiful Adelaide Hills, giving you room to relax and truly spread your wings. Room to breathe, room to explore, learn, go on adventures and grow up like kids should. Room for the simple things, family, friends, a community to call your own. Room to be yourself. Newnham, room for life. Visit the sales centre or go to roomforlife.com.au.
G'day, it's Rory Sloan. Schools, councils and businesses all over South Australia choose Leader Computers for very important reasons. Leader is local and offers exceptional value. No matter what happens, Leader can be on site to fix your problem. No overseas or interstate call centres to deal with. Plus, Leader Computers is a 100% owned and operated South Australian company, offering fast same-day delivery and setup. Grow your business and get behind a Leader. Find your local dealer at leadersystems.com.au.
Do you know what's amazing? How many great Australian success stories started in a back shed. So it's fitting that it's the exact same place where the Olympic industry story begun.
Spot on. A beautiful family. I've known them for many, many years, and they had those humble family beginnings, and it was in an old rundown shed, and it then grew and grew and grew to be the largest home improvement companies in South Australia. Olympic Industries having their largest end of financial year sale ever, with huge savings on the entire range. Don't be silly. Don't miss it.
Great things happen in sheds, and even greater things can happen in an Olympic Industries shed. So don't miss out on an opportunity to make your mark during Olympic Industries' biggest ever end of financial year sale on now.
Yeah, correct. Now visit one of their 4 display centres. They've got them at Para Hills, Paraka, Clarence Gardens or Old Ranella, and check out the range at olympicindustries.com.au. Olympic Industries, they're built to last.
Emergencies are no time to be making tough choices. Luckily, when it comes to the best emergency care, your choice is clear. Calvary Adelaide is South Australia's newest state-of-the-art hospital. With Adelaide's only 24-hour private emergency department, Calvary provides emergency care at any time with no time spared. You'll experience shorter wait times, personalised attention from experienced specialists and nurses, and comfortable modern facilities. Trust Calvary Adelaide, 120 Angus Street, Adelaide.
Hurry into Adelaide Hills MG in Bridgewater. MG's home in the hills. MG's most popular SUV, the ZST from $25,490 drive away. 7-year warranty, 1.5 litre engine and safety features galore. Adelaide Hills MG Bridgewater. Hurry, offer ends soon. LMVD 325189.
Oh no!
What the?
Sadly, dishonest scammers could trick anyone into transferring money into unscrupulous accounts. Thankfully, Westpac Verify gives you time to breathe with immediate alerts to potential account mismatches so you can pause on payments that don't seem right. It's less, what the heck, with more payee checks. Westpac Verify, available via online banking and in-app. T's and C's apply. Visit westpac.com.au for more.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
It's 21 minutes after 6 on this Thursday night, and we are live here at Adelaide Oval for Mark Mickens' Pedal to Fight Parkinson's. You can get online and donate. They've notched up $90,000 so far. Pedal to Fight Parkinson's.com.au. Before we get to Rowey, who's with some of the riders, and we want to get to that very shortly, we want to do this. All thanks to Shell V-Power Motorsport Park, the home of motorsport entertainment. From thrilling hot laps and driving experiences to international events, it is the absolute duck's guts, this prize, worth about $1,500. We want to get you up to the bend for the ultimate driving experience. You just have to tell us, why are USA's biggest rev head?
Let's go to rev head number 1. Mark. G'day, Mark.
How you going, Tim?
All right,
now,
Mark,
I've got to try and fit this into 1 minute why I'm the biggest rev head.
That's correct.
When you're 15 years old in Adelaide in 1985, you go straight to the Grand Prix. Flood school, peek over the fence. Then you go and see every Grand Prix with your parents, and then you grow up and you have a bit of a party. Then I backpack through Europe, go and see the Monza Grand Prix in Italy, Belgium Grand Prix, and of course then you have kids, and of course we're off to Melbourne, let alone going to see the I've been to the Talon Ben a few times. I love it.
Wow. Well done, Mark. I'll tell
Outstanding,
you what,
Mark.
some very good tactics there, wagging school. Let's go to Findon. Pete, tell us why you are a rev head in 1 minute.
Hey, boys, how are you? Hey,
Good, buddy.
you name me how many people have drove from little old Adelaide to Bathurst. Not once, twice, 3, 4 times I did it. The last time I did it in a Mitsubishi Lancer with a mate of mine. And I can tell you, I don't think I'm ever going to do that again. But talk about... Right, I was a third-generation Holden worker. Not to mention, if you come into my house, come into my son's bedroom, come up, Timmy. I'll give you an invite. You can come and have a look.
I love it, Pete.
He's the big
sensational
one of the
third
biggest fans.
generation
Love it.
Holden. I love it. Let's go to Matty at Morphettville. Go, Matty.
G'day, gentlemen. Started back in the 1960s going to Rowey Park with my dad. Further down the track, I became a marshal at the Grand Prix. I've attended the Grand Prix for just over 30 years as a marshal. Been to Bathurst every year for 30-odd years, as well as doing all the things here, as well as not only the 500 and Tail Bend as a marshal. We do little club events at Colin Grove Hill Climb, etc. So I've been fairly involved in and love it.
Well done, Matthew. Well
3
played.
great nominations.
Oh, you're not wrong. This is cruel, this is. Rightio, Sam.
All right, well, who do you like? Mark's been backpacking across Europe. He's been to Formula
Wag
1 Grand
School.
Prix across the place.
Yep.
Wag School. Pete, he's got his house covered in
Third
Holden
generation
and
Holden.
V8 gear, and he's been to Bathurst in his Lancer.
And Matty's been a marshal.
Marshal for about 30 years. He's
30
been every
years.
Bathurst, 500. He's been about everything.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to go old school and go third generation Holden. Pete
Oh,
from Findon.
Pete!
Congratulations, mate. You're off.
Pete. You're going to love this. In a Mustang Commodore race car and the Clubman Motorcana. You got the go-karts as well, all thanks to Shell V-Power Motorsport Park. They are home of the motorsport entertainment, from thrilling hot laps and driving experiences to international events. They've got the lot. You will have a great time. That is coming up on June 27th. Rowey has been wandering around on mic with a few of the riders here for Mark Mickens' Pedal to Fight Parkinson's. Who have you got?
Yes, it is Pedal to Fight Parkinson's. Rubbers is just sitting down to the left of me. I'm over here with the bikes. We're just ticked over 90,000, which is incredible. And we thank everyone, the Hospital Research Foundation Group, especially all the teams. But with me is Laura Sharon. Laura, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Now, you've swapped about 5 times. Why is that?
We're doing sprints. We're doing little 5-metre sprints to see how quickly we can do it.
Now, who have we got? We've got GWS away.
Yes, we have. Yep, so we're heading down to Sydney this weekend. We play on Saturday night.
Did they just thump the FIVEAA?
No, we did.
You guys did. Timmy, that's not what you told me. You said GWS thumped. Oh, no, Timmy. One job, mate. Anyway, well done. Thanks for writing.
No worries at all.
Now, we've also got Lauren Frew. Hello, Lauren. You're puffed. You're sweating like there's no tomorrow.
I've got no breath left.
You're our goal attack. Now, we've got to have a good game this week against GWS.
Yeah, fingers crossed we get the win.
Fantastic. Well, you keep up the great work. They're going in like there's no tomorrow. All net, is that what you say?
Yeah, most of the time.
Okay. Lauren, if you need. Done. I'm just going to go over. What are you laughing at? Just moving along the group, guys. My son told me to go forth and multiply. So, James, you want to speak to me or not? He's going, no. Channel 7's Casey Trelaw just left. She's done a live cross. James said no. James, Casey, just quickly, how many Ks did you just do?
Oh, look, it was a very, very leisurely pace for me, trying to do a live cross at the same time, talking about the weather while pedalling. No easy feat. I reckon I'd be lucky if I clocked up a K.
Now, I might be late to the dance, but did you just get engaged?
I did. Thank you for noticing.
Beautiful. Well done. Congratulations. Hey, can I just get Shane Harris on just quickly? Shane, how are we, mate?
Great, Rowey. Yourself?
Riding for Sandful. How come we umpire the holding the ball better than the AFL?
Oh, I think in the last couple of weeks, Rowey, they've turned towards our style of holding the ball, and I think it's fantastic for our footy.
How many years you been doing it now?
We go by seasons. This is the 28th.
Oh, mate, congratulations. And you actually said to me you umpired rubbers here and when you were in the AFL.
Yes, when he was at the Brisbane Bears as captain and also here with Adelaide.
Did he give you any lip?
No. Pure gentleman.
Pure gentleman. Well done, Shane. Thanks, guys. Well done for Parkinson's. 90K.
It has been a fantastic event. Keep getting on the website, pedaltofightparkinsons.com.au. It's 28 after 6. Caroline Wilson will join us next.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
5AA Nights with Leap Forest.
Let's have a little bit of trombone. Charlie from Happy Valley, everyone.